taking too long to reach that desired destination. And I consider this campaign as an essential tool to help us speed up our travel time. Moving forward, I urge all citizens and residents to make efforts to understand the need to voluntarily declare and pay accurate taxes to ensure national development. And here I want to assure the Deputy Finance Minister that your message will be carried to His Excellency. But be assured that even from my desk, the directive will be given to all our colleagues. This sustained tax education campaign, I understand, will utilize a variety of educational strategies, tools, and outreach efforts to ensure that all taxpayers and the general public are well informed about their duties, obligations, rights, tax processes and procedures, and benefits of voluntarily complying, among others. Tax education, therefore, is not a minor matter, but key in helping to build one, understanding for citizens to know what they owe, why they owe it, and how the funds are used. 2, compliance, that when people understand, they are more likely to comply, not out of fear, but out of conviction and commitment. 3, equity and fairness, a tax system that is transparent, understandable, and fair gains legitimacy. We must acknowledge that some citizens will always remain skeptical, asking, what do I gain from paying taxes? Or why should I pay when others avoid it? These questions may be legitimate, but I urge that our campaign must confront them heads on. Trust is built by consistency. Clear communication about how tax revenues are used. Public reporting of outcomes like roads built, hospitals equipped, and classrooms furnished will help the citizen to understand why they must pay. Accountability. Taxpayers must see that officials are stewards and not predators feeding on their gains. Equity. No one should carry a disproportionate burden by avoiding eroded morale. Let's show some morality when it comes to equity in collection of the taxes. The authority must therefore carry out this campaign across the entire country, creating opportunities for citizens and residents to appreciate the essence of voluntary compliance. I am thus also delighted that the modified taxation scheme is being launched today, which is aimed at broadening the tax net. Every taxable income must be collected. We must all contribute our fair share in taxes to be able to boldly demand accountability from our government. It should not always be what my country can do for me, but what as a priority and patriotic citizen I can also do for the country. Permit me to share this analogy. Imagine as a family, we all have to put our resources into a pot from which we will draw to develop our home. If only 20% of those eligible to put in resources are doing so, how feasible will it be for the limited resources to evenly be distributed and used to develop the entire family? Fellow Ghanaians, I would like at this point to commend the Ghana Revenue Authority for living up to its mandate of mobilizing revenue for national development. But I must be quick to add that there is more room for improvement. This year, GRA had a target of 189 billion to collect. This represents 23.5% growth over 2024 collection. As of September 2025, GRA had collected 130.6 billion as against a target of 130.2 billion from January to December 2025. This represents a positive deviation of 347 million cedis. Odious as the tax may seem, I have full confidence in the board and in the Commissioner General, his management and staff, that they will end the year with a positive deviation. The authority, I am aware, has introduced a number of initiatives aimed at efficiently collecting revenue. I made good promise to remove what we considered nuisance taxes, which for the first 120 days of my administration, by repealing the Yield Levy Act and the betting tax. One area I urge the authority to also pursue vigorously, and which is in line with the 24-hour economy initiative, is to focus on players in the night market economy. Some businesses operate only at night, and it is very easy for them to escape our lenses. However, if we are working around the clock, not just as the frontiers, we should be able to bring all these businesses into the tax net. I know the Ministry of Finance is committed to supporting the authority to embrace the use of enhanced technology, simplifying tax filing and payment processes, and ensuring transparency and accountability with a view of improving voluntary tax compliance. Fellow Ghanaians, as we launch today an initiative that goes to the heart of nation building, we launch a campaign that seeks not only to raise revenue, but to raise awareness, raise responsibility, and raise hope. In addition, we launch an initiative that will rope in those in the informal sector into the tax net. Let us imagine our beloved country in which a teacher in a remote village has a decent classroom thanks to revenue collection. A nurse in a district hospital has the equipment she needs because of sustained funding. A young graduate finds a job in a small enterprise that formalizes and expanded because the business environment improved. Citizens commute on roads you help pay for your taxes at work. Build a safer and peaceful country by equipping our security personnel. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to be ambassadors of this campaign. Talk about it, attend the sessions, help your neighbors to understand the gospel of taxation and voluntary compliance. Together we can make this not just a policy initiative, but a cultural transformation, building a happy taxpayer regime. On this note, I wish to officially launch the Sustained National Tax Education Campaign and the Modified Taxation Scheme. May they advance our shared aspiration, strengthen our collective fortunes, and deepen our national unity. God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Memo akwaba Ediba TV XYZ so baby a wa wo hwe bibia wa wutie power 97.9 FM Wednesday's edition of Inside Politics Jumedie na de bro, the biggest and the largest social political show in Ghana is airborne. To catch you on your binana son country and in your be say Inside Politics Jumedie embredra de bro TV XYZ so and the power 97.9 FM so idi amedisua Nicholas ya owusiosen obetumi afromeke Nicholas make us say wo call ahafo Potema nananom 92.5 FM afa wo ahafo original capital go so edi demo hopa wo call ahafo na say esunafo south sanko ready dem we dunum FM wo ba dua yankwanta charity FM edi demo ho sa so na nkran kwanta no so doma west edi dem Ingrigi FM afa bi obole ene affiliate radio stations ahrowa o mafa dwumedie bia ema wo so wote yenka Boem FM afa bi wo Oti region eni wa ase so wo Oti region omu ina afa bi wo call Volta regional capital ye wo Volta power ho a ono so afa bi ansana global FM so afa bi wo Volta region any stations ahrowa o mafa dwumedie a ema wote yenka ye mamu ina akwa abadeba Inside Politics dwumedie no so King Nicholas ne meden na meka wo say yenye na abra social media wo betumi ahwe dwumedie bi etie bi bi wo Power 979 FM and ye Facebook obetumi ahwe bi etie bi saa so na TikTok kokwa obeyi hu ye wo so ye wo XYZ Ghana no so me pacho bebre and TV XYZ Ghana Facebook and TikTok ye wo so YouTube so XYZ Broadcasting YouTube ye XYZ Broadcasting no so okwa obehwe etie dwumedie bi kama pa woko multi TV Digibox audio channel Power FM obetie dwumedie bi woko satellite no so no so obehu TV XYZ wo so saa so na wo free to air no na ye digital no so betumi ahwe TV XYZ wo dwumedie so be bia wo a wotie yen wo Ghana Africa wiasa fa na ina ye mo akwaba e de ba inside politics dwumedie so di amedi so ye Nicholas ya owusu Yosen wo betumi afra me Ken Nicholas saa so na memfa anase ekese emfema aboafo a omo bo mechidom Mr. Kelvin Asante executive producer o live the enso boy echidom saa so na Mugabe Masi ono so boy echidom ewie me call MCR TV director Mr. Raf Jampu ono so ho or directing affairs saa so na neba Abbas wo ho Abbas ashamani a yetumi wie ne sika ano odin and the cry me ra ho san no Liverpool fu endorse so ye ne edin Abbas mo ni edin menim say ma me ye de ma sesia we ni beda ho sika da ho be hwe ni ye saa ne tie saa so na ehwe sound a Mr. Emmanuel Kisi code share ba kope ye say nana bedi de na say saa na mate say de frefre no no say Ken wo pen ayira de agiska kwato pen na wa ma kwato pen abanti pen de enyira biu de teno no meda na sepa meba studios Francis waha menua Francis menua menene fitakrade Francis ono so waha oyebokoboko dodo me say yo mbosho na tadi for the yenia so yeneni yes papa saa so na menua na chiriba so waha edi so waha papa edi ansa na yenua ba Elizabeth Tegu ono so esiesie me kama pa ne ma me ho mfa no mommy ye mo speedy recovery ye gidi say nya me be ma ahoden ma bibia etumi akonkan say kuku da mi na me no maka bom ye de Wednesday's edition of Inside Politics ye de besomo nti bibia wo bia no fa phone catch on bi na do so nkan chani ne bi so mfa ne television channel no nto TV XYZ and on fan radio no to Power 97.9 FM to the nation's capital, the most listening to radio Power FM so na woko Western Central some part of Ashanti Eastern omuine Power 97.9 FM fisa hana Ghana kasa hana Ghana tie hana nsam ni nyina eda enti edieteno no na ye hwe ensem na se dia emse ndro mi di kanka sem bi kiremu ese ye nhwe ma ne nsei no kre ye nhwe ma ne nsei because ye reset your man Ghana na eniama bi koso wo oman mu a ha adwene ye nhwe ne ye a omudi kutu beda ne ye dade san ye makwan ye nim se owura Kwame Nkrumah breso osisi state corporations companies bi a ye mine dia enam se make say ibi ohwa asese ibi ohwa enye adwumanti ibi mo fa kwan bi so omutwa nsase ne di ibi mo ya ahemfo ibi mo ye mpanimfo busua panimfo ne ade a mutwa nsase ne di na ndo ameka bibi ekon Western region Prisia Winnie Valley municipality a I cry for her aboso no batie bia na wate aboso grass factory tete no mo bo adwuma pa companies ahro wa gi ho kemo mo yensa bottles ahro ni na no first coke mu na ho na mo de mo bottles fi aboso grass factory and ra me kan ho asem me person mbe yi na ya hwe the state of aboso grass factory ade ananado danko akufo ado ne Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia omodi aye aboso grass factory sesia no ya condemn na ebubu etutu na me pacho aye ready a abase ne dom mo mfento so na yenhwe aha we yensase no yenko baako no yenhwe the state of aye aboso grass factory say existia ya tonton etwetwa na scraps imu nyama na ya tonadi mama yenhwe it is a wo television na Prisia Winnie Valley aboso grass factory this is the state of aboso grass factory aboso grass factory ananse mu ana wokọ wa ho na nado danko akufo ado Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia mo omo be fi so nanse yo mo atwa di says ya saw moton 800 8 billion OCD says ya 800,000 yes anamukano monhwe the state of Aboso Grass Factory nche we a maximum load on air garages mohun says ya ona na yawa wa so bubu the state of Aboso Grass Factory na ye kasa aban bi tiri mo den aban bi tiri mo suma no mohun MPP aban 8 years on better so the state of Aboso Grass Factory momodi aye no ye tusu nyina ya san toton atwitwa baby ana machines go no twa scraps twadi no na say wo betena man so ye de man sha wonsa 8 years na wo ye man boy sem say ya mo twadi mahuma ye Aboso Grass Factory says ya the state no factory no exist bibi enche say where factory ma ba no and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, what be your say or be revampo Aboso Grass Factory? We read TV screen and so and that's one. The state of Aboso Grass Factory as the stibium. And so make us say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say, hey, I dare you bury seti Aboso Grass Factory. I'm penny for or man say Aboso Grass Factory, ye trade factory as a state. Ni pati mo sumo 8 years of Nana Danko Akufo-Addo ene Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia sana na Aboso Grass Factory te sana na te na nte sa me aye no inti Aboso Grass Factory says ya say na aye tete na Aboso Grass Factory enche Ghana ha wo hia bottles a omo na twa mayen coke fo yigi ho komo mo ye nsa bibia ye bottle bia no grass no oho no no mutwa Ghana. This is the state of Aboso Grass Factory. Aboso is in the western region, Presidio Valley, municipality, a hot na Aboso state in you. State in any. It says yano Aboso Grass Factory nowhere to be found. Ne party mo abra 8 years and yes say na neti. Ye trade make us say Aboso Grass Factory egu kra. Aboso Grass Factory egu anati memofo enye se be Aboso for pe all over Ghana obi engineers no mu ye adwuma ene meka ho se se o mo chan dana na machines wo ye kwetwa na scraps ene na ewo ho no mahu ma Aboso Grass Factory 8 years aban na tumi eye fi ho kra ama the good people of Aboso ayemobo Aboso Grass Factory ne TV sui the good people of Aboso ayemobo say neti. Na mama share the next video. Make us say eye ahemfo empanifo bi so aye o ma dwene say Aboso Grass Factory says ya no say eniwo na ye twetwa ye a ye de yes crafts na asase na ye twadi mohu. Make us say Aboso Grass Factory na nsase a nsase ne na nanom ahemfo dia state ne dia muntie ne ye yate sa ahemfo ne bi ne abusua panifo ahoro amo Aboso ho mo asase twa nsase ne di ye pese ka chew se nsase na egu ho no state land sa time a osadefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah oji ho yes say Aboso Grass Factory banglos we chire ho banglos na asisi ho ene mekeka ho asase ne nyem panifo de biom aban dia musia so de ma aban je ye otu ho nsa ne meka ho eba ne say ne panifo fa kuntu ase no mo sha ase twetwa nsase e de mankofo me tira ha ka kire obibia owo se area ho se pani bi ne wokọ ka kire se Aboso Grass Factory land no omutwa mo mutwa 1 plot 2 plot atowa mo wa me ka kire wonde mutie ne ye e state land na ye research Ghana enya dia wa watua nsase ne bika afi na wokoto no kwaji usika because when ye state land His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ye research man or be revamp. Tenon chese impenifo ne hwamu monkomfa sekan ne ade kwetwa 1 plot 2 plot in trendi. Me ka che obi a ka che say ye friend saying wo Aboso ne important municipality ne mo na ye no kọ pillars ne sisi ho no mo pillars ye no kọ na ese ekwetwa asase ne bi amawa fi say the year the kwan ho a me patchomento me catch you with TVXYZ so and the day samento fi say ya bandia make us say Aboso youth eni abre e so be demonstration fi say panifo bi okrom ho omayo omadwen say o factory no nim say aban na beye say akwese na ye basade a ye twa ton adi enyamodia nananum ahemfo embisu apanifo amoho asase ne nyamodia sa asase ne de yenti omunya ready dia amu twa di wonnim na wo sha asese wo to foundation cry e beba wo so ho cause Aboso grass factory no state land penny bia ne ho kwan abandia ohe bia ne ho kwan ebusu penny bia ne ho kwan so betwa nsase na ton adi say wo kwa ho nti na mo de ye man fata mense me catch them on authority there wo a woni mo beto asase no wo a woni ma wo kotu eska ma pani bi no kokwaje usika state land me peso mo be frɛ number abede ma mo no mo frɛ chairman so force man ma sesi a no ma situational report because Aboso youth eni abre me ameti hei me papa fi Aboso nti be kasa na me di mameka me ankasa makwa akwahwe na kwanya MPP abedi ewu a na mpanifo bi so a omo ye mamboyfo a aban state land mu twetwe di say hoda kwan ho nti yenhwe manensei Monfre call ne mame na me hu me koso cause youth na ni abro ho Aboso youth make say enya de a make say omo ya bibia we ya na omo didi ho abambo ne baaye wase kobubu ho abambo ne baaye we twetwa ne scraps e mu atwa di na mpanifo amo ho so mondwe ho besa mba sole aba mpanifo ho sei na abo makamano atum mo sie chi ahase ntwetwa nsase ne di Masha si twetwa nsase ne di we ya bandi o abandia enti we your himi o we ye busia pani o bibia ne you have to consult government want to mean si akire entwetwa nsase ndi me saka che town planners a mo wo municipal assembly ho mo so na ya mo twetwe papers di nkofo ne nam nsase so etwetwa edi mo so mo assembly ho mo hwe ikuro no so nsase sem so mo de mo ho sem a mo hwe ye pa mama ko ahoma ne so na menye chairman Dauda Sofo Osman mene no enkodi enkomo oye war chairman wa Aboso na meko so no yenya ne tie se omani nje ho na yade anhwa youth no betuntu su kokko esikrom chairman wo tie mi ammo ha Ediba TVXYZ ne Power FM so
me jodo pa me chenu awon o tie fo nyina
ye jodo na bibi abokode
nyame adom alhamdulillah pa
ye de nyame ase nyame adom mi ankasa simu pampan me betwa video ni mfoni a how the state of Aboso grass factory ha adwene yie na chairman Dauda Sofo Osman chairman denti a amasesi asase sem no abane saa ye bubu no na impo mpanifo asase su twetwa quarter plot ni half plot ni plot a whole tondi bom nkomo fa na Aboso grass factory no mam history kakra
mbada wasi ne ma sele tie fo nyina na am that today there ka enu nyama bi kodo a Aboso kom ho de a ya hwele ya onkoye ma ye da chimba no am de ye na ye nim grass factory dia okodo ho no December oba to twa grass factory nyina honorable wisdom kudo MP our constituency mu ha ena ne hard work na MC woko koshi ahemfie there want yasema grass factory won twitwa ba pass yo hwama yehu da ho twitwa ni nyina dokwa wase bubu dan ni nyina de aka ho na yati hu de nanano binim twitwa asase no ton enti ne da ye ne da na pa yo hwana mbesafo bi wo bobo na abade a wo hia abasama se Rockys wo be na menim coach man Dalaguda na yo ne bi se na ma no se nyema bi koda wo ntina ho won be safo no pono wo be sole etia ne bi se na abasama o za ya Aboso grass factory asase o da hu nyina no na no ma atuton e da ma obinu ma wo sisi press wo sisi dan ne se ayo no ko se na mpa so yeso okay won ko wo beti yanka ufile da me na me coach man ye bo hwi ye kwahwe ampa ye kwa na ampa pillars na ade den ACC grass factory asase no da hu no Ediba railways won nyina nti on ba na me so tia na mako am da ye ohina o han ho koko shende no nana ye po MC na MPC yemba bi so na asema watini no ba ne den no so chrem de no kware na asase no be bi otwitwa no oho no nka grass factory nti no ono so wode no bi dia ono onye na asam nurse no nana yes ro the master mi pass yes e betina ho no otwitwa the master si e dia ma obinum dem fancy dana nana ye ka chopo MC na honorable so MP oye Matikofi Dr. Matikofi ayana honorable Zonkudo say the master no one penny madam asase sam no de asase no yanam de ba ke go ya ban na asase a oda ho na na ye bi so asamo se ahemfu bebiri abakọ but the master no obi amfane sanka anontidam o se otidam bat oyendam no rekire nurse nana se down na chiro oyendam to yembu oni ntia bad si se bi na 24-hour economy market obesi si se odukoko PCO dachi ebi ro de bi aba na de market different me eden wode bre krom si se abos ko watra no na ye wa asase bebi wo de bebi a odo wogya not order ho today se onkoye on nde ne kan ya no tentase ye den onye adwuma no tentase adwuma si samda honorable Zonkudo MP o constituency apise uni ba ona ofen MC Dr. Matikofi won na amro waka wo meeting bi wo nti ya to nkan ba ye twa na obeba na de no ye da to nanim so onya dam dia ye mom ye boboko jan ne ya den ye da ko mpenfu no odo ye mpere da masa awato da masa si bia no san kokko ji uska because ye san support there gas fa put the ama block fast
too bad enti chairman Dauda Sofo Osma yensakana ye betwa nkomo no so na metene se December ya o iti sametraka sananado danko Akufo-Addo Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia eni mpanifu aka omo nipa boni a osa Ghana fo temase ye to aba December ya MPP elusi ye ya no omo kobubu adan omo sanko twetwae because Kwame Nkrumah ne nyansem no omo de machines no koye no eye ndade no omo ye ne pillars edi siye a shared warehouse no omo de ye chairman ba yensa ne nko hello chairman
yeah
na what waso
yeah you said the American I'm say no aye tuwana mo ekohun sampa so ade a ekosa asase a abafune omoje duma oda ho nyina no omotwetwa plate so ibru hujo aboso gas factory wo awunim say flat ade ba aboso gas ho nyina ye gas factory asase if mo de ko renwo spon nyina ono omotwetwa ni nyina a plate ade titi so nti ya tunka da ma honorable Zonkudo MP wa pise oni bare ene MC wa honorable Dr. Matikofi aye nkamu aka meeting ho so mo ba yembo bu ne ye because you see gas for them to mutuampo ya ti say almost ko wode ma chance work crusher wa ha wode basic crusher aba crusher we besi na sa so dan ho da che beti be school dan ana ebia 24-hour economy ya me ya do na bia president mama obama bia beti na nya bi besi no sasa na nanom an sebio wo boto na masasi a yan tiase na ya tiase so ye because me kai there honorable Zonkudo na ru secondary school wa ha okwo ho ahemfo no ampa so woja asase no ma no ada asa nti sa una na asase da ho na se opampuntu duma na bia fi da se asase na pa bibi wo ho a ode we HMC HMP ma o we bia de nti asase no meja ha de ato ho onbo ba buase ne de ekotra ma individuals a wo be si wo na ma da chi bi na se bia ade papa bi ba aboskom ha no che wa bo hen nti amde niko
hello chairman
Nana
yes enti semete wase ana kyerese penifo age atum sensase no ma na eton
yeah wage atum
enti says no meeting between MC the MP and the chiefs no akwasi saying ade o mo bedi ahia na
sisi anya o make am so mo meeting wo Accra
okay
honorable Zonkudo MP officer oni bara honorable Zonkudo na MC Dr. Matikofi a wo meeting wa Accra sisi am no kate nti ya pon pa say Yankopon do ba du asomjim na so yembobo no yetu anamo ya ko no do na de ye petition akoto nanim no so afa himfo no no akabibi aden ada kire hon dey betre asase ni asase ni wo wachi There's a work from my betting what I had to be dama about Sucrono. Only a better better be a grass factory, whatever say we. Huh?
Never
I don't know. Man be my man left. Man pay for bear 730 or suit to that boy. My man left Bobo so don't say about was over just the grass factory was also no abandoned. Then you prefer Kaka or man suit to that boy. Na grass factory want to turn the miscon over the year then. Into a man in the sea. Now I'm paying for one to cut. That's what you know, we'll put down in I pay on see. Also to that boy, Sebi.
It's me pacho dem be peda magana fuhun. E cheda boso grass factory December ya yeto abeya MPP fufu dia na wo be botwetwai.
Yeah, we just was starting November December yeah quite. Almost on kudo. E kweshia mpefo na ahemfo catch on no ndintum ana ofana MC. That time na honorable Martin Kofi Aye no me MC. Wo call to an man mpefo ka ya kweshia me wo hobby. E kweshia ahemfo catch on the grass factory ne day. One ndintum. The water waka one bin for go turn waka no go jini ska. E wo honorable Kofi Duma ho. O ti Kofi Duma na water na den am ho. My MP
Otani ma hwana. Hwana na otai.
Autonomous cab dealers.
Oh!
No, Papa. Offender, for 1 night, China, Kubetra, Town Hall. That way, you meet Abadia, what's it? A gas factory, what you many pictures in Bassa, no.
Okay.
What you take pictures for every day? You know what about a gas factory, no? I was come up. Now, picture I have fit to. May I catch on there? Gas factory will to try there. Yeah, Primo Tuka. Yeah, I'm picking, I'm picking, you want about maybe you two pumco. Now that's it, Damadia. Almost he that didn't have the go. That's what the 4 number. No, about you said grass factory now. No, do call. Now, but I don't know.
On the
one for one, that one for Fambasu, that only other call.
It's in an anonymous so to whom when your home for Sao Muchan Sassy dino.
I'm not now, that's also the one from low cost. I bought a state flat, a different low cost, a different railway, different Case. Everybody grass factory, only now grass factory land. I don't know.
Now, Banglos and one at him. Banglos, no grass factory, Banglos, and assist one and workers, Simon. One home.
Sisiano, workers, everyone, never know, everyone, never know, everyone, man, wait for her, Mimia, and now, double sister grass factory, open quarters and walk away. Individual, but why there? I'll open all your one, you know, now, how on that team. Everyone and I, Dominic sister call what you this year. It's
a bit of a say, and I chess our boss, Mbabuma, Madrid say, and Jean Mubatun to Sukoko, Muba demonstrating.
Or I do obesi. Or I do obesi. Now, your best young people, I one boy and Kakra. I one boy, because the matter for doing now, you will be the one of my watches a baby. Why you the matter no? On what? You don't see Nancy. Vietnam was a door ben or Abanon for Yamanchadi, the dear that to you. Ewa, need now for a big watch petition to call. I call minister there. I heard more Hampono, no spawn for the young phone chef regime. But on bois, Nana, and a pain of Coma. Said you are there, bois, Mpuntu. And your best friend, Nicola, was someone, I just saw Brian.
Yabeda Sepa, chairman, Dauda Sofo Osman, Aboso Ward, chairman, Waprisia Uni Valley constituency, or then Yaten and Kanamamintia, co chairman, so Renal de la Guda, in Jumapa Mobo, Aboso youths, stand for your right. He said, assassinate a buying assassin. Na sanse me ye fancy ha ye bedi akire se metumi afra boss man akọ town hall aka kan kire o se abanda dey o we o se yetumi edema mpanifo momutu anamo se China fo bi be ye aboso grass factory foforo no ma fanyansa kro no so etutu factory no etutu mu machines ni bibia etutu dani na aka se Chinese for baby see grass factory no foforo ene no ma ye edwe no enti sadie mi ankasa GSC ma betri ye betu anamo ye hwema ne nsai menim say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama obi otie oni ne mpanimfo o betu anamo because wo kwa boss say sia na state aboss wo na ya rehosem bebreka na grass factory na ye need aso enso MPP finance kwanso November December ebe ka che so mu tutuma China fo bi asan aba ebe si ne foforo no mu twa ne scraps according to information amenya na che say mu twa ne scraps no mu ton no 800,000 and canis can 8 billion ora ko fidwuma say ebisa no because no dagi ho ka no na ye hu masem ne te ye hu bebi asika na kwose because ye man kofum bo man nyansa kro no sa no ye ma sa de ni nsi ti ebetu sa na mo no ye hyam bo abosofo ebetu sa na mo no na nanom so a mu feel say factory ni exist nti mo sha asi etwa ensase ni de no mo nye careful obi a wato ade o nanan ye be ma nanan ma sa asase ne de omo de na Kwame Nkrumah mo baje ye but ye wo documentation a eche say ye aban ne dia nanan ma de no nti mo so mo fanya nsa krono etwetwa nsase na aton de a na eche say nanan mo ankasa mo mpam mo man aboso ne ye mo mpa de ye because still no aban betu de bibi na aboso man benefit Ghana benefit as a whole nti nananom sa niama na ekoso munjai this nonsense must stop munjai na ban anka say tu nurse form because MC no ho no Dr. Aye no or represent aban MP no so ho minim so mbetu ha na mo na mbepam so ni omo so bedi nkomo na ye nkwan ye befa so a abo so befa no ntuma pefra nti sa nkomo ye be si ha ye betu ha na mo pa ye nhwe manense nti de etene no ye to adwumade no so a Speaker of Parliament Right Speaker Alban Babin edikan aka say entitlement sika nche bia we adwuma bi wi a niam we deserve or say the man the first time MPP aban so enya de anensa kan fi say wanya handing over note bi enfi ni predecessor Professor Mike Okoye nti ama the first time ne de Right Speaker Alban Babin enya dia onya bibia mama enkotie na semodi tudwa.
In fact, when I took over after what happened on the floor and I was sworn in and I moved to my office, I was expecting to meet Professor Mike Okoye for us to have a chat, and I didn't meet him there. So I asked, where's Prof? And then once he was told that he's gone, he drove home. I said, what do you mean by that? You mean he drove himself? He said, no, some driver drove him home. Why? Why won't he wait for us to have a chat and discuss how to transit? And that was all. And so I really suffered a lot in silence. And because I wasn't also in government, almost all my courtesies and others were taken away. I didn't get them at all for the 4 years that I was Speaker in the 8th Parliament. Ambassadors were afraid to meet me at the airport. They were even afraid to extend vehicles to me when I was doing official work outside. And I read some of the things they told you that I did outside, which were not true at all. We are bringing a new bill to also look at the parliamentary transition. We passed a law, and that is one of the reasons I said what I said earlier on, that we're passing laws for the executive, forgetting about parliament. So we passed a Presidential Transition Act, but there is no law governing the transition of parliament. And you all saw what happened on the 7th of January 2021, because that was a peculiar situation where you have a hung parliament, and there was a serious struggle to get me, coming from a party that is not in government, to be a speaker of people in government. That is something that is being debated by most of you. But I know and I'm convinced that the reasons why we did not set up a committee to go into that thing is in the national interest. That is why I called on the state agencies who deal with law and order to take up the matter, not parliament, because they are in the better position. Anybody who has violated any electoral law or criminal law or whatever, they will investigate and take action. Why should it be parliament?
Eti speaker, the Right Honorable Alban Babin na yete ne nka no. Ndra oni kukudam journalist shia didi nkomo. Enti ene no church mu no. Eti se mo kan nyina ne se ade a first time ne de oyegui, oye cheman no. Fi se wentue receive formal handing over no tibie mfi ne predecessor Professor Mike Okweho. Inte dwumo ye nyina wenya na entitlement rehosem na prof wa ban wo so yanto amaw mo we bedi ade na so wutumi ma no hand over note say neti inte say right speaker na say right honorable edwuma pa na obo dwumadi odi ne kama wo parliament first time ni no yegui MPP aban ti modin MPP aban kai MPP aban no. Eyasemu. Na ye koye nimu biemu a Right Honorable Sansu de Tuda. Ye be kaya abra na vet ne koso. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Oyi nasoafo ni ministers ne deputy fo a between no ma ye dwumo ka se 60 no. Ye be kaya ahoya enyibre bone ni kabrichie suban ibinti minority MPs ni bi sorry omo ye vetin fa table butu gidigidi papai glass doors ni ade a na wo bebi a ye vetin mo kai asem no omo se ni ema bebre na ekodi police nsa speaker mo kwan so omo investigation and no say besin then onya report no because Ghana fo bebre na ye tie ye outcome ye be kai om suspend bi mu ni ade na say aso ekosi sen ye tie Right Honorable Alban Babin na sem o kan e de fa asasem na bra ye nua Johnny Hughes e bi sa question.
MPs were being vetted in this very hallowed place called Parliament. Speakers were broken, chairs were broken, microphones were broken. Nothing has been made about it. Mr. Speaker, if you do not handle this matter, it will hang on your neck as a garland of shame. I don't want you to go home with a garland of shame. So what are you doing about it, sir?
That happened during this ninth Parliament, and we are actually working on it. You listened clearly to my directives. It was not only Parliament, but I called in the police to investigate the criminal aspect of it and submit a report. That report has not yet come. We've been following up on it. Even this morning we're discussing it. Yes. Then also there was to be evaluation of the items that were damaged, and then we'll get to know how much, so that when we are handling the report, together with that, I can make the necessary orders. The committee has submitted a report and with recommendations, which we have, but we are waiting on all this so that when I'm giving my directives, then you can make a complete statement and bring an end to this whole saga. So that is really being worked on. It's not shelved at all.
Enti speaker Right Honorable Alban Babin na yete enenka abrandra odi sansemi na etudwa enti yehwe anya de oso wagya to ho o twa report efi police for ho na yade obetu ha na mo na yedi ehu enkomo. And was on the floor of Parliament Honorable Haruna Idrusu ono no ye minister in charge of education or the assembly to dwa na some of the two dwa ne say oba Ghana ha Ghana adwuma enyi mo hia ne say obenya baby a odi ne tibeto housing effective transport system so ehen car no obefo a obenya car papa atinem obetumi odi akwa aba na obenya good rules onam kwan no so a okoyo we yade a sa Ghana adwuma ni bia tumi nya na somadwe ni oban na nkasa kra ho beton wo Ghana twe ka do mo ben kotie on the floor of Parliament Honorable Haruna Idrusu Oditudwa.
We need a more effective and efficient one than one we have in Ghana. Then, Mr. Speaker, finally Ghana. We all travel abroad and we are told rush hours. The workers of Ghana, their problem is just threefold. Housing. All the workers in this country, what they need is for the state to invest well in shelter and housing for them. Then in transport, everywhere in America, you can even be living in Washington whilst working in New York, because there is an effective transport system of train and then by air, and maybe your income matches that. But in Ghana, Mr. Speaker, we all know at 4:30, walk through Accra, you see the congestions. What is the state doing? You see workers stranded. They are just looking for a means to get home and get home on time. Then that leads finally, Mr. Speaker, to our roads. Kumasi, Mr. Speaker, I just got back from Kumasi this afternoon. When you are in Kumasi, the congestion, because we have not opened up the city, yet it's one of the fastest growing cities in the country, the green city. We have not invested in Kumasi Road. From the airport to Lancaster, where the German president was hosting, you have to be struggling through traffic. We need to do more in expanding the road infrastructure of these cities: Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, and Takoradi. Because when we are entering Takoradi, the overhead bridge you started under Sino Hydro, uncompleted. Discipline. What happened? So, Mr. Speaker, I want to commend him for a very academic. This one looks like he's writing a thesis to be awarded something else. But to thank him at least for bringing this matter to fore. But this House, Parliament has a role in the way we allocate resources, not just this Assembly Common Fund.
Ain't a minister in charge of education on the floor of Parliament? Haruna Idrisu, honorable. On the two just said Ghana for my for bread. Tichu share ni bre hawa. Tichu uban cry the nation's capital. Washa kwanya ya ni pejina kwa ho peka. Any idea ya re hosem. Sometimes kwa mi kofi amiam to me kase mo ko hin na mafabi mo atenam na me ame kosi won because na hard dwene. Say Ghana edwumayani etumi enya baby ode ne tibeto onya effective transport system na good roads ha we feel say edwumayfo no be ha mo kakra nti meni honorable minister ya adwene benim say aban ne dadwene no na ye research Ghana idea obe ne chefa na bibie etumi akọ enkan Ikobia from the new Ghana Social Justice Forum among afre the former vice president, now MPP flag bearer hopeful, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia, so on suspending the campaign activities in non taking responsibility for the welfare of Mariam Umar, a young girl Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia the convoy 2021. Wo Kumasi pay boy say car no bo akola no momo chene say besin de since then no omonte hwe makola na ebre yi pa what the enquete the new Ghana Social Justice Forum omonse momo de abetudua
ba cho 2021 and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia car ebo Mariam Umar o Kumasi abonche so na since 2021 ni Bawumia woyi nani ya no ane say na ambene ya campaign ya send letters mano woyi nani na adai weina o siese yemfa Ghana mauno weina o siese yemfa presidency mauno we na o siese yento aba mauno yenkono sa enti na me malam ya oku ya me the Quran kunkun jan kwan no me abroa wodi achia obi esuko no ma Mariam no sa no me no ebedi Bawumia ne political endeavor bia ne political ambition bia obeye no Ghana no kunkun ko rani sa no me no ebedi nachi nkugo nkuwa obi be say abai wa na o hin na car no go to my describe oh yeah we say act of love esuko no ma ne maame aye nkran kwan say oh Mariam fan kwan ekoma wo na na oyare awo Kumasi Rex obatan edi nkwan yi ma Mariam odu so aba junction satam na Bawumia convoy at speed ekwa kofa flight Akokumase Ganasco year anniversary Sawaba Junction ena Baumia convoy boge ya asaino asishino sase Mariam wo emobo nyame wanya Satan wanya evil since 2021 ye di akoti ne ye papa pe ya chow wayin nani sabi se penu a wayin from apone ana campaign na no oye hey whenever Ghana mauno when I am to aba mauno Quran kunkuno
Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia na Quran no mo de domina na because we hear man ko free ya aizo mo domino Dr. Alhaji Mahmood Bawumia Mariam Uma yesi 2021 na wo convoy ball no monhwe nko hwe na chi akwan na yesre mo a monhwe akola na ye kire se bebi oda no wo hwe mala mi ha wa makoran so odomi wo ti twa campaign so na ko hwe the state of akola na bibi entimi konkai mame nko ahoma no so na me ne yenua wisdom hedom enkodi nkomo swala wa road His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the big push wadu ho akakate sword wisdom hedome wutie mi a memo wa hawie e de by inside politics jumedie so
Professor Nicholas
na bibi abako de elder
Adomboko
yo Ada yentie we de na ekoso His Excellency John Dramani Mahama okokate sword big pushy so ala eye wa kwan no so kan asem kire me mekoso sesi a wo ho
ye woman is His Excellency John Mahama and they also available from for the rehabilitation of the Wenchi Wa Sola road no 195 kilometers so almost 200 kilometers connected from Wenchi all the way Sola Kompemwa na they are contractor here Odijumano and one the Maripoma Enterprise omo and the contractors are omo juma on the Pukwasa Masaman rehabilitation project no that contractors now and juma and His Excellency then also able for the construction ordinary na the wa to me road and the other town roads no we to me at the perform now we to me I no but my main say answer His Excellency la team solar na oye sajumedie no di kan ekopie mu ewo damongo eba prison the Church of Pentecost esi ewo damongo no okopa hontoma na ne omuni say the recreation and I say rehabilitation center and I say camp prisons Pentecost afafuno AC no this is the third one in a series omu AC the first one no nyomu si ewo ejua the touching ewo in some camp prison and sana and net nyensa ya wabepa hontoma ewo damongo in which no wasasu besi foforo ewo oboase asori no Church of Pentecost no account was say opese we see 5 of such prison camps into the week on the 4th will be see ama Ghana prison service then we share na what union numa what there fiat no what to me enya bia papa gina na no mu say obasa camp prisons recreational centers about football pitch or football park or some sort of workshop obi a the time so be no okwakosia say ye farmer there or one person carpentry work and so ebesia and one person metal fabrication works and so no wants to be in all the prisons now Pentecost AC no na Director General Emma the Ghana Prison Service Mami Patricia Bafuboni Esquire mu say prisons now Pentecost for AC ama Oman Ghana no why there strategically no we see Rebecca say farming communities wo ye mfuo yes they be to aboa na aboa the farm produce no and farming aspect which me aboa feeding of Ghana and a feeding of the prisons no which me aboa so basically that Jumedia no pay His Excellency John Mahama they could be damongo and sana odi nani HTM solar about the big push na bekai said this is not the first time Okate sword Okate the first edition no was the Okate sword Afienya na enwechi no sanso for kate short ewo who no omo complete the Asimpoku Asikuma to Aplao Road no was the second ne wabezimu ewo Solaha in the Savannah region no ordinary HM ewa and his mid mention say shortcut neighbor also in 5 strategic locations so that would be the fourth after the one that will be the fourth to be left with one other location Obeka short for the big push project now. Contractor no HM said this project is going to last a period of 2 years. Obekaya will say all the contractors are all Juma or the big push no. Idea His Excellency John Mahama HM say they have a period of 2 years. Say what the Juma year need to that this idea to Ghana for him said in the next 2 years now, Ghana is going to be turned into a construction site. Into Ghana for should bear with us. Now one more modern say accept it and adapt to the road diversions no. You be a bit rich, acquire Ghana na a bit to me about the Krabeshe. Nicholas, basically, this is what His Excellency John Mahama within the Savannah and then the Upper East region.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, boy, Jumande Papa, if saw the Nini Achimo Damango, Pentecost, a prisons camp, Muisin Kama, Wukubiano, Sasuna, Swala, any Wakwan so, and there with 2 Monty, some day, Yeni Anuma more swala, Wakwan or sono, Yebe Quina Moma, aye, Nijism, the big push, say, Juma Papa. I was on Menyan in TSA networking how unti. Minim say enche yensa beka visuals na Yamagana for swing whom course unti wait maminja umwe yenya ntie se mutu ano no enti maminja umuna latest development bi aba na wa leti na yetumi de ho komo me train videos no so na me ya share na for
ye wi na ye ni chemu o wa from here na ekwan no the rehabilitation is very necessary because ekwan ordinarily nka from Sola to Wa should take about 1 hour, but because Ekwan engines, people use more than 2 hours.
Oh,
and Sana or more. Yes, Ekwan is very, very terrible. If you dam and go camp about a year, so ordinarily should take you like 40 minutes, but then we use more than 1 hour, even with a convoy. So it tells you how bad Ekwan is here, and it's a major road connecting Ghana to a part of the Ivory Coast and then the other our western neighbors. It's a major road. Abino any DHA, His Excellency John Mahama, the DHA or share that we see to see between Yabuana, will use so that's part of the road, no, when he high because so share a year, even the farm produce, is free this part about the southern south now. Nature say a idea a dorsal because super tracks see manone within the African coast, Eba, Samson and Baire, if he when she Babesia Kowa and all the other places, no. It's just the volume of farm produce on that stretch, very huge. It's a kind of almost to me, Abua, not a high to me, Abba. Dokona a quite car be a break your prices and say, quite yet, and photos like I say, I bet animal who's near the other. So all of these things now and are coming together. His Excellency, the big push, no, and sure. The major arteries are connected one region to the other, no. Now we see because there's a major road they're connected even more than two regions. Into Abeshe Obetumi ACC.
Money adwuma wisdom hedejume beda se papa panti mukodru waso a development bi ebekoso na wamayate ne humeko beda se papa enti yenia wisdom hedejume na yete ne nka no abrande on His Excellency John Dramani Mahama odi na chi omukopie mo Damango Pentecost prison camp omwesi wo ho omukopia no na sesi asoswala wa road so a no so kwan na se kra no big push adaroma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wakate soda contractor WJ Mama na oshase aye kwan no ti aye use sa kwan ni na no yate asem de very very soon kwan ne beda so kama yedi adwuma bia yedi kama pa maybe be etumi akon kanti wonderful reporter yenua wisdom odifi ehoba no ye beda na se papa ye to inside politics jumedie no so na ye to asose a no nim se apomuden ho nkomo na ye de bro apomuden ho nkomo de enye obibia se Power Specialist Herbal Hospital ama me kodem na me bie me wardrobe a na mani age enye se me bie se me hyehye na mayo mo bono guma na nse enye omo anche malaria bi eche me no malaria na minim se sana fever kra eche watumi ma omusu ya wo ya nem so obi abom die o serious me frɛ Kofi me se Kofi Asante mini mama ye obi atumi adura na sana na ye fever me bo aduru guma na pa me na metumi atene me nti fever de mama enfendi agro sometimes I say it bibia bom mini mo da doctor mini mo da sana fever to me yes anso di na no eye mala na mala mix na jemi wo hwe TV so mo ya award winning company Power Specialist Herbal Hospital nti omedre wo ye bema me pa cho bebre wonya bi ebeboa your friend G Kajiri wo sisi ye wo ya sa so na bema bia abaje ni true why am kakra wonya bi ebeboa with your friend Herberton, it boosts immune system no a kutia yare ahru ina nti wonya Herberton herbal mixture ebeboa stubborn e wani bi ho a stubborn pa wo benum cough mixture sa ahru ina e wo bi ho a ebo na wakoma obon se ebo wakoma na flames di akire ne meka ho wonya bi we na ebetumi aboa pa ye wo SK so ho SK edu aya SK ono so stomach upset ya na wuye mayo bibi ne bubom ne mekeka ho no so wonya bia ebetumi abo mame kala no dino cry de kala seni support immune system no papa me won say e kontum typhoid fever na support immune system no so anti typhoid fever support immune system anka enye nsuo bia na ye papo ya ma no max na cha me no water ankanda ya na ahwa ekobie so nsuo bia ma oma esa kra stay by plant obi apɛ kwanso edi wewu na wakoye nsa we so for liver nti wonya ebeboa liver na papa ma bibie tumi akọ ma ointment no so omu ya o ya ne ade a wonya edu aya ointment a wo de fetwitwi wo de first do keke dem na mfanti e be kan first do keke obeyi ya o na efi ho ma bibie tum akonkan baby a Madrid me mfanti na abo Mr. Doc over to you fi say mo maye ndropa
medase abusia yamo akwa power time bre aso Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Besesima edu edi enimu ye de ma wapumde ho nsam Power Specialist Herbal Hospital dodo no aboye samane last stop sentence on fire de mba ensan fanko de berada ewo Kumasi won cry ena ye wo Takra de Kumasi wo fiyase ye di Jasbo filling station di enhwanimu wo aputoja contrast kwan no so Lake Road ena ye wo Akra wo kwabenya ACP kwansa ne block factory no edi enhwanimu na fi Takra de wo Anaje Estate Customs Road yani single washing bay no enso di enhwanimu numbers no ayemiensa famu bia na frɛ ofra branch na ebe no ne ama direction ba ho na wabeje wayaresa numbers ne 0555 79 78 78 0200 38 38 31 and 0244 54 4422 Monday to Saturdays and ya di adwuma Sunday penny da ya adwuma even holidays ya adwuma aw ya branches nyina mu na wo ba lab papa bi ya wo hia se ma ya no ba ye de emfidi be hwehwe dipadua ni mu so hia se ma wo ya scan so hia se ma wo ya x-ray bibi biara asase ma wo ye ni hu de ekoso dipadua ni mu ne be ye ansa ne de draw account enti power nyame adom ye ntomfom ya de enti de frɛ last stop ya de bia de ba ya se ho bia enam se ye nya bre hwehwe de ekoso dipadua ni mu ntino ye nya duro apapa ye de be sa ya de na efuru mojam ye manage ya de ye nsoso ya de ye nsoso ya de so ye nkase ya de we de ye soso anai no nyame adom nti ye nya ho de ha nko ade a nyame ama doctor akosia adua ya hamanura ye de sa ya de bia etu ase nti fa ya de bra mesro wonantia wabre wabamu abu eye so ya de we de no na de ko wuo mu mesro entra ho ma ya de nkum obra Power Specialist Herbal Hospital ho nyame adom ayaresa nko a ho adwuma ana yeye wo ye oba wo ye bema wo ye panyina na sa akwara what test hepatitis B positive teniye wana wo di adanse o power ho no edoso nya Ghana go amanone US UK wona edi no sandi wo mu no mo ye lab edi results papa edi adanse ma power epanya asem ketwa wo ho na obi ko ho Ghana ya na obi a wa bro kire afre ne say sa problem there fakọ doctor akọsọ ya ho eye power specialist about hospital enya sam ketwa hepatitis B ne master eye power so what test positive fa enhye dem na ensu ema ya de we enku akuni papi nanso bra power specialist about hospital ya baye ni ya sha ase ye sayade ye de ehamanuro A2 hepatitis B ade na ase no nyame nim ni wona wo bose no edoso bo hon ma oba no betesene se negative a ni abusa ne se enti se ne o se me se bi antomi a se man test negative a enka na me se me numa duro no keke se enti se de di kan no obo kwa oba symptoms o de beba ma haya me ya ma chika se mo ya me ya na hyewo de me ya no mo yafuna ekutu wonya no nko ampona se ekọ sa symptoms ni nyina agyae mpa ne ho atọ no enti se kobase obeye lab biom na se mo no nyina afiri ni mogya mu a no ho sampa afedie odi nkonim enti ba bia wo bia mesrew so atase hepatitis B positive a hospital ba ko pe aye wadansidie ya wa bodina hodo ya gya wodo ahodo di adense se power specialist about hospital ya wodura ya di to hepatitis B ade no ase no ba ba ko pe obenya ne sa aye power specialist herbal hospital ya bia mekasa ya nyo ya numu keke wona wodi adense o TV so radio so internet mukuta report before and after treatment you showing nyina mankrofo hu edi adanse no edoso abrante bi wo kuma se fa no junior marriage se de won kra de waji program ni nyina ye junior marriage eduru ba bi na ne mame ensa otiase onwuye na oche ne ma no e de mankrofo because ba bi na hepatitis B ade na duro na nya asam ketwa se onam TV so ni radio so e na obo dawuro di adanse de ma power specialist herbal hospital onu nko ade amakwa se mo ni din ye fa no junior marriage obi o kuma se bia enim sa branche no no ye adwuma e wo Fox FM ho na sa brand ntina me tum na kire osie se wo radio ni TV so di adanse ma power wo kan nsama na ono ankasa na osu sentri se ne mamiensa na o chemo de mankrofo sentri no se ade ne beku no nyamiadum oba power specialist about hospital ya de na afini mojam ba bi obagina bia odi adanse na otini suo kan ho tears of joy enya sam ketwa entimi so hwe power time samre say ya oba say ya okunu say ya oyiri say ya onua bi wa test hepatitis B positive na ye ne say na wie ya no ye ne say kira nko wo wu a mesro pagane bra power specialist about hospital Kumasi Encran na fi ayeta krade o ma ensan fa ade na enkoda ye be ye profile na confirm san pa are na wo ho be ye liver function test so be ye viral load count be hu na amoa dodo wo mogya ne mu wonu maduro no kakra kwa animu a be san aye biem no ho ba be so ate akodu na amawani da so hye nkro ne se ba bi wa ba the right place nyame ya adom na se ko negative a ya san ye profile na confirm san pa amoa na ba kokra ye dey enu mogyam ti ba bia obi a tumrika bra power specialist about hospital hepatitis B there the master aye power ye manage yan so to say the crofo ka no ye saw ya de etu ase afri mogya ne mo wako ye scan wako hospital ye say o fatty liver o liver enlargement o liver cirrhosis brabo no ahonhono aye kese ama o yafuru no ahono aye kutu o yafu brabo no srade ada ho say twom o brabo no achenchere aye dendenden te say the TV so ohunu brabo a essay wani nyina aye very yellow ye so nya jaundice bo so ni pedo nyina oya hoya o jonso a Johnson ni te say Lipton anase Coke o yafu no ahono aye kutu misraw Fabra power specialist about hospital we here aduo ya liver care said the liver na kudu bia no tumrika Fabra ebe sesi liver no asane ade ama ho atimi atọ wo kidney stones ana wo kidney cysts ama osisi echi ya we ya ama severe waist pain ondase nyina ahya se tatai emire bia yeso moja so ate senti se kidney no edi dwumadie kese e wo moja semu this a kidney na ho de tofo a ma moja so eso timite kidney stone kidney cysts oba power nyame adema yaresa ho de maw bema bia ojo so asema hya se hawo eye basabasa Johnson but ansan ba tesa Johnson kra de o na tesa egu hu nyina wie obo so kra ba chima ansan na Johnson aba ya na wa ya se ayiri se tan Johnson intime ma wo Johnson yo tin kasa Johnson bi akam Johnson aba no ba mamu ya wo ya ba mamu hyehyew wo Johnson bi ne mo jadi akire bo kwa de ba ni na mo jankwa mesrew e bia na ye prostate e bia na ye bladder that's a cystitis e bia na ye kidney e bia ye ureter na so urethra e bia ye untreated infection bi na this how na bro enti na power wo ba nya so kan o ya de na ane amoduro sa Johnson hu nsema niam betim sa Johnson symptoms na about edoso ti be hwesa ne mani nyina power specialist about hospital fire de nyina abra nyame adom ayaresa wo de emaw wo de na ye ulcer na ehaw ya na ma obofuno utimi fe uyafunu ayekutu frama ginam gastritis ho asem na meka no ya na obo no nyina ayo ya de kopie wa chutanya heartburns indigestion ya na aduane gina obo onsaro nyina timetiriti uhia adua ya SK that is stomach care ekuro bia wo yafuru no mu say duodenal ulcer say peptic ulcer unya adua ya SK ni bia ebeboa akumkuro no nyina ama wo ho atumi atɔ odi na typhoid na how ya na onum yo onwunu utipa wo ho ye hye waposo nyina ye omre da bia meka se nkrofo tuti typhoid etese malaria omu hu sa symptoms so ni ya omu sa malaria na okoto malaria do na wanom ewia bodendende na what tiesi ne so den ebia na ye typhoid betu ma wabowa typhoid betu ma rashes agu typhoid betu ma severe constipation typhoid betu ma running stomach typhoid yare bonne na a sign and ten uhia kala heba mixture ebetu asen ten na sanya typhoid na ya malaria na how dia ya ma adua ya malamis plus bia da bia ebetu ntem ama asoso ho atimi ato nim na ya onyonyo nyina no ebefiri ho da bia moja so ate ko kasa so ntimi na adua da won kra won tene de oba menstruate ne bedu anyimre na atwa moja no kra nya amaye ani nya fe uhia adua ya herbal tonic ebe sisio ebe yo kama aduane da won ma batene da hu sade tie wabɔ wa akyɛ wobɔ wa na oyi ahora na mogya wo mu obo nyina ya wo ya na wakoma bɔ bibi biara wa wo chest ho wa kokko ho a ehaw saya wo lance saya wakoma saya dien saya wa na wobɔ uhia dua ya cough care heba mixture eye chest cough bibi wa wo chest ho no betu ase ama ho atimi atɔ jiri ka jiri eye me vitality ebe yi ntini mu ama moja de timi akoginam na bema na gina so te se bema na bibia koye di ama o so nya dua ya heba 10 mixture na bi ka ho de a immune system booster no te se ba bia wu oboshego abusia hwehwe no ni nyina bia kira kwa ba bia wo bia ne heba shop bia bɛn no okɔ abenya bi kompo na show munim go ta yamfa se kanka bema wontimi more tight se de maboi oba wontimi nyi wa okomu da bia wo de ade akyekyere okon mesraw enye emma wa hu sesie no enwie peye oba yamfa se kanka bema odura bena ne nyina awarefo amopa wo mu bi no nyina amra bia na bema no low sperm count bia na oba no fibroid nti onyinsa kra na asai ovariances wontimi nyi nkosua no kosua ne ba na peche asai ebia utubs no mu asisi salpingitis formation of the fallopian tube ni nyina ntimi so awo kwan oba hwede nyina ni aboa sabi pampambo na wo no mu kankan halitosis bad breath yare ba ko a enema de ba no doso wo de opa be your lab de fide atwa your scan ahu bibia de sa ho na ba na etu ase ma ho timi atɔ sisia de kese bia be so wo kidney problem betima your sa wo prostate betima your sa so wo severe bladder problem betima your sa misro tumika ukoto dwo ho na ho no yesi nsuo ginam no wakɔtwe na asa ho ntimi ntia so wo ba kyekere ma 2-3 times bo sa afi aye kama utimi tia so ko wadwuma ya de bia ha bia ya ntimi anka ho asam no Fabra Power Specialist Herbal Hospital ya wadu ya ointment wo ya dwumaden so ya carpentani wo ya masoni wo ya hwani fitani wa koye masoma kwa adwuma ba wa bre fa wo mota bidware fa bitwitwi ba bia fasra wo da wada kama de be kyena ho oden ya de bia ha bia no Fabra Power Specialist Herbal Hospital yo Kumasi ya won crime and I water cry. The Kumasi of Yase, Yani Jasbo Free Station, the Enshanimu, war a putoja contrast a quine so, Lake Road and a war, Accra or Quabinia, kwa benya ACP kwa Sade Block Factory no edi enhwɛ mu takra de wo Anage Estate Customs Road yene singa washing bay ni di enhwɛ mu frɛ yɛn 0555 797878 0200 3831 and 0244 544422 Monday to Saturdays and your dear Juma Sunday penny da Juma even holidays ya Juma or your branches in Medwas say baby algebra na osha power time nyame ya adma da sene sabre anso ye dia pomde hon sam no ebebro
ye beda doctor Hineba Sebebre so dia pomde hon komo de bre baby adri men kwaji aboafo nkrato ba ko mienu me yensa ye ba ye toa inside politics jumedi so you from King Nicholas me ba sesia.
Hi, I'm pleased to introduce to you Cancer Mixture, a herbal mixture for arthritic pain. Arthritis,
it's me. Cancer Mixture, no, Cancer Mixture, no, Cancer Mixture.
Yerba Biarana no drew, Moria, or arthritis. Cancer Mixture, obey your Juma when you put your inside. I'm a face in the grand.
And if you did dinner, menu on your market for your button, a woman, one menu for. First, baby, I'm from one Sanka, saying Susan, Bonnie Biara, home doctor, and I report to FDA Med Safety App Nodo.
And Katui, FDA App Nodo.
The National Petroleum Authority hereby cautions persons engaged in illicit storage and trading of petroleum products to comply with the regulatory requirements to operate in the downstream petroleum industry. The NPA Act clearly stipulates that no individual shall engage in any commercial activity related to the importation, exportation, re-exportation, shipment, transportation, processing, refining, storage, distribution, marketing, or sale of petroleum products in the downstream industry without first obtaining a license from the NPA board. Failure to secure the necessary license and properly regularize operations will result in confiscation of petroleum products, prosecution under the law, and decommissioning of facility. For more information, contact the National Petroleum Authority on 0302 550 380. You can also visit our head office located at Jolu of the N1 Highway or any of our regional offices.
Oh, Miss Entry, also ya titi mi ben fiepi nanso ni yamu nyono da se me chiro no ahodo amato a me hunu hwea ebe ya nwanwa
menyi ni se what also tamfo Hexa capsules any Hexa mixture yanum bom kotia also no bia ma no anom anka no ho to no dadaada also dro de eno any Hexa capsules any Hexa mixture
ankom ni nchiremu
also yekura eto yefunu ene ensunu mu etuma wo yefunu ekeka wa wogye wo ho a enyi also etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie so how aye also there compare Hexa capsules any Hexa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto
predudu etua ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228555 Approve about Tanya Wama on more from for any more fra when you feed them you know enka ho Hexa capsules and in a mixture
also time for FDA aje edwade nkrato yi atom.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to a butler who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Obrebo eye edwumada. Ebwa eyam eduane. Ebwa eyi insa free ni peduani. Na ebwa woni pedua ma etena ho yi. Nanso when we say niema aidi na yenom timi ma brebo ye edwumaden sen pote. Mehunda me brebo ye edwuma pa e bia se mitumi ye bibi bo me brebo
ani and winter what the lift here from the Moses Clinic we have our center about herbal food supplement we see pa de brebo ama e ye edwuma yi
na e ye edwuma
fatopa ye no anopa ne enwumre na eboa ma obrebo ye adwuma yi sene be ya e betimi anyam aduane a wodi e sisi ni peduane mo e yi mo finsi
eno na me brebo kia pa Obenya Life Kid or pharmacy, herbal shops, ni supermarkets are eben ho. Sa wo pedudo so to a 0244 06 8447. Life Kid wa wo brebo wa wo ni pedua. Edu yi enye ma apemfo. E ma e ma omomanfo. Ne mmofo a wonya mfie dumie. FDA agi dwedie krato yi atum.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your world's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 Ga West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Mesam wakwa babiom Deba TV XYZ so baby a wa wo hwe bibia. Baby a ye duni hia pa. Na ehia de anan koma ye bedi ne behia so be yi wasum ye. Obehwe ye na obetie ye. Enkoma ye de bro if Divine Hope Herbal Center. Omo no ye producers of Otria herbal powder. And the me amete I can testify. Dia almost 2 days bia me no Otria herbal powder. Because omoba ha me mfe ndi agro. Otwa eba powder wo kwan bebre eboa nipa. Osisi ye wo ya. Koko ya de ha me pa. Binya otwa herbal powder aboa me. Saa so na bema wa ho de wo mpam wo fom. Onye otwa herbal powder ebeboa wo. Mo hia ne wo nso hye. Yen so hye odigu wanum a wanum bepo. No. Wo ye de dide warm water. Wo fa sachet ba ko yima me. Sachet ba kontre herbal powder na why nsuo no em say mound kra minim kakra bi won san dum 200 ml kakra bi na watie gum de bia na ya the kind fa powder no guma so di nsu nego so eno no munya ne yi na wenunum obono guma you are good to go nti what your herbal powder eno ni or herbal powder me de che omo na men sanfa ma doctor bio sa na tie papa me de tumi koko ase doc bibi abako de obade adawo ma or herbal powder ebo adwuma and me am tie me de me ho example am me testify ka said the or herbal powder ebo adwuma afoforo a omutie afoforo mo hwe yen ebi o mate otwea onim dumedi odi sabre me de ma chechemba bai mu na Ghana fo ho ne pa e wo otwea herbal powder me
da se senior nti odofo a o hwebe sabre mame ma akwaba emva embra Divine Hope Herbal Center me pa cho yen ene edi edro wanwaso abadwama so Ghana nyina obi adi ho adanse Ghana nyina obi aka ho asem Ghana nyina obi atonyum adihia otwea herbal powder me pacho edroi adwuma edroi ebo wo Ghana ha mamefo a edi ho adanse papafo a edi ho adanse emayo a edi ho adanse emranti a edi ho adanse esane se edroi ebo adwuma pa otwea herbal powder me pacho yo bi akoko wo so wen waso ne tie me ne uye obi a me pacho sisita ya oya pa wen waso ne tie me udie ye BP anase stroke njujo ya de ofa sei ya ajojo anase bia untini no emu yesi oye bema untimi mpem obema ne kura mem akwa akohyem ene ne de we waso pa na bie wani han wani na fe bie waso ne tie me ne yendi otwea herbal powder ehun komo enfanchero na ane ansana mewie no numbers na gu screen so no me pa cho de di kan fa me no ba be ka se kura ofra me pa cho ye bejo so ene watwetwe nkomo afa otwea herbal powder ho ba bia benya bi ato ena afi ba bi nso a wo pebi atu a onsa betimi aka bi e bia na wosisi taaya wo ya pa uyo bia wo sisie mu hawo wosisi edwaw ene ese eman homene so a o tenase kura no bi tu nchen a agise bia do nsa ba ko sini kotodwe so ansa no watimi atenase ana o tena obi nchen wie na wo sode a agise bia o ka ze bia krache ana sister boa me na me sode ai ansa no watimi asode uhia wo twea herbal powder sede wusisi no esifa ya wo ya biada ebia sede musifa tutu sede wusisi musifa ya wo ya no eyo twea herbal powder unya bia te ba ko fa gu nsuom anapa te ba ko fa gu nsuomu enumere me pacho ensuo no ema enya hyepa da bi me ensuo no munya dide na efagum na enunum kama na nnoma ne baako anapa baako anumere sade ewusisi no asifa ye bi asifa ye oye bia obu ana ese wodi tu no ho se ena ne nana sisi yade ene kan no to dem ne papa sisi yade ene kan no to dem a besi na odimi so de nante bie eduno so hwehwemu a ase nana ne papa sisi yade na eba no so pacho wei enya japade enka yesika ena nke bia papa di jawo de na obetumi akasa papa bo brenya skanto di jawo yade de sisi yade enyi ntum ze ye ode a ye otwea herbal powder nyabi nanom sisi yade bia ba betena so no me pacho betu ase e de ama wo yo bia wo de no eye koko tiemiye koko baby biada koko afifiri wo baby biada koko aba betenam anase woni padua ni mu no otwea herbal powder obi wa wapusa nani saa na nani ayeko wapusa nani saa wo de no koko ena ejawo eni pusa no nya otwea herbal powder ni bi baako anapa baako anumiri obi nso me pacho koko nti sabi wo jane nan a na emoja wom obo se niema black bi tuntum na efiri sabi na jana ni mu eba obi nso wo ha wo jane nan sabi tumi ze hu amaman ewom ode ne ye koko uhia otwea herbal powder ni bi said ye Ghana fo di ho adanse said obi a edi otwea herbal powder ho adanse no se wo de ne ye koko a sabi jana nan amaman firi mu ba otwea herbal powder anase bi a unsu koko nti wakwan waso ana wayi waso mu saa ene me no ka se obu a na so mu ze na ba ode ne zazei obeti ko no de bona so mu saa sanse na sum ye ne hene eye koko ena eba beso ye wo so no pa jo hi otwea herbal powder obi nso yi na sum ezane se koko di no ofiase de praye o de praye yi na sum o se eze ede no ya akofem koko no kosoro no o se ede na ekofem ofiri o ena pa jo ko yi wasum yi bi o de no nso yi mu a eno nso nko ofuro no call anoma takra so bluebird wode anoma takra so yi na so mu ase da bi bluebird takra mu omere sese wakọ na akụkọ wode akụkọ so ayimu sese ya den still wantini ye o pepete takra me no ka se wachia onya pete takra ni bi esan sese abaifo ne dani pete no mutu a asofofo no ye bo mo hwe mo di deliverance e di sese petefo no ashote ochia heba powder na ohia nyabe nanum na kokko bi aba betena wo so a ama wo kwan wo so mu yi waso no ne nyina da ebetu ase edi ama kokko si afifiri wanim kokko ba bi abedo kuro oni padua no so bia e ochia heba powder me pa cho wo ye bema utimi mu adwuma yie bema bi entie mi yie wo ye bema utimi nyina mu yie wo ye bema oje match anu wagya agu wo ye bema match ba no wodwane bema bi tia gidi me no kase ni sa to bi so what you are going or banny bonny samrani and you are good oh you are lovely or better would mean you imagine ye or feel sick and see you are lovely now say you are lovely dear be lovely in bed also a ochia hair bar powder bemenya binom obe pim apim konkode mesi obintua neso wo pimpa utua mo obi pim nya ochia hair bar powder ni bi fa gunsuom ba ko na pa baako anumire obepima pim apim konkode ebi a wonso no obema no atwe shrinking pennies obema na mema kwa kwoshem ene me no kase ni bema no oyitu ha abayo no gura hu o Jesus ade ni wa ma abayo no be cartons by force izan se ni bema na yira ohun kura ne yema hye no ochia heba powder nya bi fa guzuom baako anapa baako anumire na se etwipia baby girl hu a odofo hu a oboza fe no osiri wo litiri go utumi zampa ochia heba powder ye adwuma eti bema mem bema wutumi nyina mu yie bema eba ni mpama gudi a mepacho na to ni dwadwo obonzo ohwe niema odem ho sa adwuma seti afe na wo check radio station TV station masa ochia heba powder nya bi gunso bone baako anapa baako anumire ebi a wuntini musi entini no eye mogya ne namu entini no so na ne nam ye nipadua ne mu ene timi ema ye bo adwuma yie eti untini no se musi na se mogya ntimi ndie frusane a ochia heba powder nya bi fa gunso bone baako anapa bone baako anumire be ma mepacho obegiram ebi a wonso de ye BP uhia ochia heba powder ni bi nya be nom eno so beboa wo ema BP biada o blood pressure no ba a etimi nna yie ni ade nyire betumi aboa wo ema watumi agina benane ebi a wonso wo ye oba wo hweme eba no wafichiri komu a wo hawo wafichiri komu no mepacho ensisisu yie ochia heba powder wo ema no a eba no afichiri komu a mo hawo no mo de ende ede wo mu ni oba bi ente mi yie mepacho mo de no key bi ewo ho na key ewo ho ni wo befa ye numbers na gu screen so no ye numbers na uhu ewo screen so no mepacho fa ofa afre yen wo afichiri komu hawa ye be kire ode beka ochia heba powder no ho a mepacho wo no mu a oba wa fichiri komu haw bia no obedi hu de afro bu ade de no na wochu ye ba na wochu ye ma obiso abusumu ye ba busumu ye ma obu akwa tutu sisi bese 6 months e ko bese 1 year mepacho ba na fichiri komu ne menses no esisisu ye e ma akrada ochia heba powder ni edro we num enye nwono debi nenum ede edro a wo nwuma obo sampa wanum sedie sense kwakọ ye adwuma ewo mu we empegel na enchiri he etimame papa sedie tie ni box ni nie unya bi a ehemu 50 baako aduonum 50 eti unya bi abetimi ede asi center table no so anase mo dining table no so betimi de asi ho ene anapa no na mabon seti na normal ti uye ti kura timi de gum udi gum ade hia se bia mfa sugar anase milk enfa nka ho so what bibi di da enjiri he obetimi anomotwe heba powder no e de aka ho de hianse ensuo no beye muhu enye hye pipa na wanom baako anapa baako anumire se esisi yade untini ne mu asi bema untimi nyina mu ye bema na twem anase bia de BP stroke enjojo yade ofa sei ya adjojo ochia heba powder ana wo de sciatica mu a mepacho entini a efiri oto ase ase kokosi unenti ho mepacho ya ne mututu emu ya oya said your friend says sciatica no do na dwa wutimi na ochia heba powder nya bi fa gunsuo baako anapa baako anumire untini efiri oto ase kosi unase a ememu tutu a ho yira no unya bi no mu a ebetu ase edi amawo amuatimi ade ho edi afiri edro we na Ghana nyina obi adi ho adanse ochia heba powder Ghana nyina obi aka ho asem onti ase unim die ntia ba bia ye bekobia na obi atwagu so ba bia ebewura bi obi ase wanyi bia ngu he na me ma wonko ochia heba powder me pa cho se open dudu atu ana se open baako na ato a mo amwo Madina me pa cho Madina fo ni e kire Race Junction udru Queen Queen Bubune baby a gas filling station one hema or so no udu adodo a opibi ansa betimi akabi me pacho ma mo ashai man for ni echere Presby Junction House of Drugs e ho so betimi akabi tema for ni kire Nana Boache udu ha onsa betimi akabi sanso na kasoa ewo jukude ho so onsa betimi akabi udu ha dodo a wupe bia onsa betimi akabi pacho mo so a mo kasoa said amakacho no Jucade Pharmacy o kasoa repacho udu a onsa ebetimi akabi na afei Temale zudu ha PK Gumbila e ho zudu a onsa betimi akacho herbal powder ibi sunyane for ni kire ye cap herbal Sunyane Cap Heba, a house who do on Sabetimi Akabi. Brekum, Dr. Clement Heba Shop. Brekum, Dr. Clement Heba Shop, a house who Sabetimi Akabi. But all Takwa, for ni actually Finland a chemist. Finland chemist, a house who Sabetimi Akabi. Kumasi for dear, Yatuaguzo. Kumasi Heba Shop, Bia, or Sabetimi Akabi. Circle, Kesben FM, for Nichira Ho, on Sa Ebetimi Akabi. Biana mo baby, I want. G numbers in the phrase here. Me pacho your numbers no 0591 56 55 57 0591 56 55 57 and I say 0550 63 90 37 0550 63 9037 ye number chatwo no eno so fra onsa ebetimi aka ye no so 0551 22 82 81 0551 22 81 82 81 0551 22 82 81 pacho freya o chia herbal powder dodo a opebia no nsa ebetimi aka bi edwatu atuonti no yesi eja ne hyewa obeba.
Over to you, Janice. Wow, Beba, and Tipebito, Nanum na Ubehu said no cre or treheba powder, and they melquay nano a media, sanity, Edibo Baina or Bakwa. Better than baby Adrian, man, Kojabwa form crat or Bakumi and Umiansa. Yaba, you will list to a Nana Poku or Waha or executive director Edema a Gog. Saso na Ura Ajay a Bafo Aqua. And also a member of the NDC communication team. And also ha. Ekukuda mi enwina mi no mubidi juma. Mami ntwa me ho sema embra. Meba enkomo ho.
If I cry na menyisika, etia ye mefui.
Ehin fa na menya bosia, edia tre medjuma yimu.
Kai cry mabre, me busia ato taxi fufu. Suhum Rural Bank.
Suhum Rural Bank.
Yemamwa kwa baba Suhum Rural Bank. Ye won hyehyɛ ahodo bi te sɛ dwadifo abosia, ekoko abosia, susu account, and it so wɔ hɔ savings account, me bada chain savings account, and the keka ho. Suhum Rural Bank was 034229186. Na won so wetumi aka sɛ
Suhum Rural Bank ama ene mayeka una.
Suhum Rural Bank enti mepa minie.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
Every human body mass should have at least 60% water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. natural mineral water. Simply natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596-273-546 or 0596-273-547. This advert is FDA approved.
Memo akwa bebiom the TV XYZ so baby a wa wo hwe bibia wa wo tie power 97.9 FM baby a yedri me pa chon semegu eye bamba so na ye bebedi ho enkomo enti dem amedi kan no ye wo list wo nana poku eye waha saso ono no ye executive director de magag ye wo aye nua eye aje bafo eye akwa so waha a member of the NDC communication team. Te kuku damina mino mo beti eyedwuma. Mama mo akwaba, mpedifa akwaba.
Yeah, no.
Bibi aboko de. Bibi amufi listo.
Obi kan ye say amemo papa ekoswa na o se hu se bibia eye. Ye nyame be ya na oguso awo ye. Se efri nkwasum ama se yedimafo aba. Ye kamafo aba. Nti amefa konya weso na menche tiefo ne ahwefo na se ne de bia me no memo abaso amenchi amenua so etene nkache ni hu na ti
eke sola yo aye bafo akwa sola mpomu te say
ajadom
akwa abaso an say me te say utu kan kakra
no kre
amino akwa bedra somjum consuency te say
tuma ponu ade
hobo asanteme mu te
bibi ade do hoye boko na mama bo pa ekoso enti na sabi baby adwo na watim wakame no eso ate afi so aje ebo so nya ba bedru so wa hwede baby dollar yadru ene de we a eno mabo si kofom ma obi bia system aye boko
ya so san a businessman o se si an ho ha kakra ho
oh of course why not aba mo papa say de say ba obi ahụ na to no sabi en kan na nka bia msesa dollars a e bia me de be 17 cedi kwaje $1
yes
back market crowd obenya be 19 cedis by any back market crowd na nambia 11.5
wow
maximum 12 it tells you say I'm saving like 7 cedis or 8 cedis on each dollar enti one way the other no I'm a businessman na menem no kure ne ho atoye pa
correct
na ye hwese aban besa ye bi kra dey aka ho na me se hye aban de gu akwan mu nso no eda di pefe se ye koyanim ye nkoya chibio
yo ye beda se papa ye hye enkomo na se a listo ye hwe attack a weekend e course o ahafu hwediem ko bia omo wa na boys bi omo ko animals for no so call attack omo a make us say kwaku ado oye member of parliament the ma area no who be men dramate so report here we see idea anom san ne court na so we nya bill say 150,000 Ghana cedis ayade also or report e in some braba so honorable Collins Dow the din crab PMO no ni Ghana say according to military commander no don't say MP ni frey so honorable Collins Dow that so more macho mu no munja morning sembebre honorable Collins Dow that so trust onim ho hwe and obi am frey na say assembly din sembebre aba within the party NDC party na cry in mo twete if you want to just say no so mo condemn ma MP ni here because dia omampeni aban papa ba lead or dan no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say ye reset no more money responsible mining bia no more hard rain so or see to you or mufi ho e den sem bebre e dia ba ma men sha so so
ma me fa konya weso na me ma omampeni ne apamfo nyina aha na me mo ne yo sanse abebio enye din a sebio yato ne kwa se okoya oba bium no se nioma a oye no se ɔyɛ na basahare so nti ama nneɛma di adenkyekye nyinaa no wahwe a wobɛka sɛ wɔde bɛɛ mfie bɛɛ miɛnsa na biribi saa na ayɛ so onya ni ɛyɛ afe koraa nti ɛbɔ n'aba so ne amanamo ne yɔ ne napamfo nyinaa ne n'akyitafoɔ ne ɔmo bɔ ne kyidɔm titiriw ne chief of staff ne owura Callistus ne ɔmo maka yɛkyerɛkyerɛ obi biara meti mi nua stand ogbo nso nka kyɛ mame nkyia no nkyia no ɔna ne ways on so yɛ adwuma pa kyerɛ obi biara ɔn sɛ tem biara no yɛ ana me kyerɛ nneɛma bi mu ma nipa yehu sɛneɛ ɛbɛboa ma yɛbɛdi dwuma a ɛbɛma edwumadie na yɛdie no ɛbɛkɔtɔ ten na twitwitwi a ɛnni sɛ ɛbɛ mu no yɛyɛ ne sɛneɛ mede afutuo ne ba no a ɛmma sɛ aboa nantwie ɔho ɛna woahu n'ahoɔden ɛna ɛboa ma nankwaseni small boy bon sɛ akɔkye no na obɛhu sɛ nantwie kakraka bi a na meka na chacha koraa so kyɛn akwara ketewa ebi a wasɔ ahoma mu a ɔde asɔ ne kɔn anaa ne hwene ɛtwe no boan sɛ ɔde na cream na to fam ebi ho ne sɛ o cream to fam wie ya na afei ɔde sikan ato ne kɔn mu na hyew no atwa ne ti na sɛ nka aboa nantwie nim na hoɔden a nka bɛyɛ den sɛ nankwase ni bɛku no ukai sɛ mebɛtena studio ha ɛka kyerɛ ewiase ne Ghana man nyinaa sɛ that word fight against galamseyers and illegal miners no enye ade a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛde saa kasa no ɛde ba bɛdwa fight no enye
bi a yɛ regularize na na afɛ bibisa yes
we don't need to fight nipa bi no maso den minim I know what the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources is going through. Minim o kompa, minim bra o bre, minim na onya enampo no wada. Minim empenten kwa oni na pamfo nyina etie. San se penisi e di jawa ne e di asoa. Na sa illegal mining no e ade a omanfo nyina ekutia sa de no. Enye news say obi beka say ye kwetia illegal mining na eye news no enye news because idea unanimously no omukura na omukọ ekotu efoma gudie a omumfa mra kwan so no kura no omu ankasa omunim say omutia emra no enti they know say enya de papa na omoye no na sebi eya na akoye se kasa I think kita ho ye koba ni nyina no sebi anya no obia hu nipa bi wom se nye umi a eyo wofa enye wofa eyo wofa ase enye chese obia enye chese abonte sofo na afri ba bia ba awu betu China for yes majority of nyoma asay kwaya asay no China for na say ni titiri they won't do that in their own countries. That's how come, for example, one of the ministers, I think it was Amakohine, so called China and saying na mihuni video na all share China for ne say omo pese omo ne Ghana en kamu no mo nyama bebre wa santimem titru na ekwan a China for oduru ho nsuo a nsuo na se fish anamu the way omo man mu omesiama nsuo ni ate no saa na komo so be pese senka China for ni free omo man mu bagana komo so be ye de be ma yensuo mu ate na so it's on the contrary meboa now Yankopon ne bo good na odi bi share yen yasasim kese na fa kese na ba bia ni wa Ghana ha usu ko to gold awunya bi there is nowhere in cry ha yen yen ye adwen si yetu ebi si yetu a yɛbɛtumi atu Jubilee House koraa sɛ yɛsi etu a yɛbɛnya gold wɔ hɔ baabia there's no in Ghana wosi wotu a wonya gold baabi wɔ hɔ a ebi a anwea na ɛwɔ gold ne so no ɛdɔɔso kyɛn baabi ɛno nti na baabi deɛ yɛ a na ɛpie ntɛm but there is nowhere in this country a wosi wotu gold a wonya enti mede bɛyɛ afutuo sɛ instead sɛ ɛbɛyɛ sɛ yɛyɛ the ramble style of yakɔkyi wei yɛne wei ko yɛde na fa ha hey wo mɛkyerɛ wo paa mɛyɛ ose no yɛma sɛbi adwobrɛ mmra na sɛneɛ menim sɛ me minister ne su ne ne ban teɛ no yɛmfa saa abotrɛ akorɔkorɔ kasadɛ ɛne afutuo ɛne yɛ mabunu a sɛbi ɔmo gu kwayem ɛne nsuo no mu no yɛne ɔmo nkasa na abra yɛne ɔmo kasa no you speed up with the process of making sure say nipa na o to go no aban edi nani coach we say edi ne mpani ni no ebekwa akoyeden ebekwa akohwem na wakyere ne kwan a ofo so o to go na enkofa wantwi emba isan say so utwa wo katrema etoto wi a na won wi nam bia ofutu am de ba ye nyina ni I 100% fully support Bibi and I Musoye because it is almost as though persuasion has failed and force is being applied. But I still believe, sir, we can revisit the books because where the army has a way of, and yes, sir, and can we say, Sento Kwankwan, the army kwa, and can from peacekeepers. They go for peacekeeping. On the mission of peacekeeping, they go first of all with dialogue. Dialogue, that's the main tool. Omedico peacekeeping. It is when dialogue has failed and they know, say, there is no way we can use dialogue. That is where, in some instances, they use minimum force. I agree with everything Naimos, but I still would believe, sir, Naimos should find the best way to dialogue with the youth, because they are teeny youth. Here they see an Yanko Pompe and Yadanasi, and yes, I saw that for now more and they were able to overpower the people. No, it's not the case. It is never the case. And Yami Pe and Yadanasi say Yante. Because anything could have been the case, and we could have lost these lives. Omono rather no fight to make sure say we keep this country naturally good for society and for public good. Because look, somewhere in 2013 about. And I think say afoko nom ne kwabena Japan issues be about now me Michael Ampon who is now not feeling so well. He has not felt well for he's been bedridden for a while. Yankopon emano ahoden na obi a onim ne bia so should reach out.
Power power.
I mean, he's a very intelligent soul, but he has not been well for a while. So nyame ensaneyare. And he call Klubiso Bogoso. Look, at that time, but they had mobilized men who are galamseyers. Whom, when we went on air to explain things about how Enye Gregoria Foku and Akukum Muhammad Adams, they attacked us on the radio. But for my skill and but for the physically, they came physically to attack us. And I held a view say, if I make them aware and say we could weapon, they will back off. Look, it took the intervention of God and the police. And yes, and yes, almost the go pit the mining pit. Johnny, no, na say anything no the echo. Michael Ampon had to flee, it was left with I and one brother called Opon. We had to stay at the police station till the next morning. Ena Mampeni Emma Ombe evacuate. At that time, President Mahama was the president. And Ena Yawa gang Ewa Kwayim. It has been there. In fact, Akufo-Addo no Sika to win 2016, no, and on two Kofogu Kwayim, and Buntumi was the leader of that in Kofono to Mugu Kwayim. Say, Moko Sensuin Sasena, we make sure say make Iska to win power. And until no, they couldn't control the guys any longer. These guys, but for Nyankopon intervention, so I believe, say, I saw that for what Ghana had now say, yeah, Kokwayim Mako fight it. Omo Mutu from a good year now. Omo Mutu from a good year, they will overpower them. That's what I believe. There is no army that can fight those in the forest. They can't. They won't win. The only time they can win is when they have been able to use that word, dialogue. Because Omampeni, out of Nyansani Nindie, Nene minister, Omatinyate Ekobia, your friend, Pedro Kone, friend is saying, responsible cooperative mining. Which group is going about mobilizing the youth, explaining to them what they think should be the right way to go in terms of mining. Abanka say Mundai mining no. Nemo ekwan mo fa so a mo tu from agudia no na enye na aban say. Mo fa kwan pane so na ekwan na sabi etni onipa ni so na so awie ye ne owu. Usika wu penti no. Wo pese wo sai ensu a ukopesika no wi a obenom. Nyansa we onipa da sani. Jai sika pemo kwan bone so. No pesika no wo kwan pa so. Se ne be ya wo nsansuo nipa cho Omampeni waka bone. Waka bone. Ne se koye se mutibu wo wura mo ye be tira mo pa. Wo so so be ko no no so be ka se ono so be tira pa. Na twema mentwen na de kura na ama kura bo.
E asemu.
Enu ti na me se e fi na kuro no. Ne fa sa de nya futuo. Me ka amana to Omampeni se that word fight, you know, is not a right word. No matter how we want to explain it, whether euphemistically, metaphorically, or whatever, we literally say once you put the word fight, you know, you put that person on defense. And sometimes when they are on defense, they are very offensive. They could be very offensive. Say, you see, if people knew who Kenebua and the other people, Senka, only a corrupt town, boys, they offer them money.
There
have been some instances that they have been offered money, they have rejected them. It tells you how Kenebua, Ukra, the integrity is there. And this is the first time I've seen the army forces, the armed forces work without integrity. I mean, a minimum in the past. And Akufo-Addo, it wasn't the case. How many groups did they form? So when I hear the politicization of this very important subject matter, now Akwe say, a soldier for the Kurano say, hey, it's not easy to be a soldier. No, not at all. Then, Omuko Yeina, 10, Sebi, Kwasebi 2, Obi this year, I actually know. And then Major Mahama. How many people ask where Nima and then how many people do ask? For now, Obi and Bisa. Senye Mampeni Mahama Emna Sebi, and you many people are into me from 2 bedroom. No one will funny say, and in a bushia, and I making sure say, or taking the responsibility. Who cares about them? And when I saw that for a day, Sebi o man ho do aso no mu se ye be ye adwuma de asom ye man ama Sebi kwaye ne ensu a esei eni ate ama ye nyina Sebi collectively ye nyaso mfaso a na ekoba Sebi abeya. It's unfortunate. And I'm so glad say the MP has out of remorse shown in the public space a letter I say I would say yeah allow for at least some respite. And you're the papa. Subana Odana Dino and yes, by papa. He himself, I'm sure, has condemned it. Tiene Ushane kind of letter now on one feels it's not right. These gangs or hooligans I will call lawless gang of Team Utah, you do a magu in Muhono. And yet, days of Mampeni, every Timmy, and your Medin Kitahua, their activities will be regulated. And yet, because Omampeni, in his wisdom, on can't say Omunyai a former Budian too. The only thing is, Muntu the Quine Paso, Muntu the Quire, a befam Raquanso, Muntu no, send it because good in Yanko Pond de Magana for sanity. One for Matana for. Here, Aquabi, Wagana. I wouldn't want to be very blunt, just or a tenant or hotel, Cassia Power Ghana. Well, we know all Bagana Hano, not Ukrashet in you, and I try this in you. No more the Bagana Hano, the Capre, one city no be. Say, in Yapadia or my woman. Yeah, Ghana from Yenibi. Eh, some. Why the leading to quiet man go too good? No, Ghana. Enti no akwati se kwasia ni ate na agro ni gu na kwasia na ni tie no na ni ante kwan paso enti wo kwana so de excavator ni kosiwa so wo se China ni ba de excavator ni kosiwa ni eska o de excavator ni siwa o tu ni anyhow ya samu hwe ba bi o motu go de wi a ya prapra ho se o yen ko obiem no o pa ma menu mienu nko reclamation na in the process of reclamation no yen from a kwan paso say ye to gold no about 70% of gold deposit is still in the soil. Wow. About 70%. They are not able to do up to 20% of the gold deposit in the soil. And it's entry maso kraba no mo say baby I to gold or dada no they say ko to gold ubo to mega gold adentina in many shafts. Yeah, mrofu na etu gold na free mu no. Yen ko for the circle ra shaft ni mu a. Abandoned shaft by the mining companies no. Gold. It means that the processes are use edit to gold no. Enya papa. And until I Australia, omo baby kese te say the na yemia etia no wo what's his name? Zoa. Yes. What I say no tia no chechi no. Anya kakra bia wo besa no ubenya gold bebre wom but because you say when said that and you're deliberate at making sure say gold na ye tu no you better you kwan pass unti no yakwe me say everyone is digging haphazardly and they are just not doing it right. If you see about the social bom asase anu akobubu no ekoko fo no adwiragu meanwhile no sa same place no pane me enko fa kwan paso me enfa machines papa enfa nko ne gold ni fi anyanim ye benya more gold than they got with that process now omo wash gold no eti mesre yo etia ni tia nka ye nkase abontin sofo enfa nkodi ye man ene ye ka say gold board buy you how much gold are say the Ghana for ebetimi benefited from. Correct. How much reserves have we now? It's in excess of 8 billion. Meanwhile, Canadian to gold were my way more. Dubai for Timika say omanya gold importation at a certain amount. Now we are recorded there about 1/100th of that. Meanwhile, so I na ti mesre hwe asoja for yebo mabaso omampani ni na pamfo titu ni ora amaboa oda wonna yebo mu na on easy lies the head that wears the crown yebesre mo de you can put all your tools and whatever down. Let's believe that dialogue can solve this. Let's believe it. Okay. And let's just try it. At least we will all be witnesses to how you are dialoguing. And when persuasion has finally failed, let's say nipano asubrache for no na point and kill kra na beba sebi obi a opese omanfo nyina ewu say point killing na enye but at this stage I think say we should withdraw ourselves and go back to the drawing board. Okay. I believe that with that tact of the military, knowing that they are peacekeepers, when they go back to the drawing board with dialogue in mind and go back to the operation grounds with dialogue, we will win the battle. And it won't be that clash of Minametu, also woman to the and so bad, and say enya me ene ba mu a enka ye ntia sempa ntmesre yo ema asoja fo nkoye o madun so mu kokun bi ene ema o mo nso tu fo magudu enye so mu kokun bi ade a wo ye na enye ena asoja fo ya somo mo se o mo mra metenetene mo mo me nyina ye nka ye humum aso manfo na ye nko ekopa yo na ye nye man ni si ho o ma ni ye ya eye menu mi ni ye nyina ye dia the crap say ya sana entiri ma bedi den se wonya ewiase japade nyina sa ayinimini ba bi ewo Proverbs 16 Samuel say for what shall it profit a man when he gains the whole world and loses his soul? How do we lose the soul of this country? For what shall it profit the whole country when we have lost the soul of this country? Your soul no ye quiet. Your soul no ensuo. Your soul no sebi yensase a yes no. For what shall it profit us when we gain all the monies we are looking for and we lose our soul? Enti we ya asemu amedi be yefutuo e dia met eje se wonu aboaye wadi bimu so wadi fo sebi wonu ane letter ni mu no ye nyina ye hu owura Collins Down so we dey ma odi bem all apologies do there be it happens and I'm sure say obi o ye penny bia no sebi yesi penny tiri hu ye po akuma me sebi because ya anioma bi na say ye abo say na penny a me sufre na ebe ye na me de mani toto tu say na afi me de penny dinam enti ye betu ono abo so fu say next time no say bibi ni a enko be penny bi say nyese ne ko wa amanoni e na ko wo Ghana ha enka bo so obi abeka say ampa o say ono so no ya eja obi kan
listo beda se mamonko acheba fu akwa o ye diewe
we me fa kwenya so no ma chia tie for na afi makwacha Yewra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na ya ba down to Yewra Chief of Staff Yewra Julius Dabra na akọ Yewra General Chairman so ne me fa Asante Mantem na ba de na se me kwa Asante Region na makwacha Yewra na kwasi na chairman papa no ma chia no ye presidential staff also wa Asante Region Yewra Isham Alasan organizer ana regional minister Dr. Amako Hene.
Isham minu no.
Mesmo of Afra Kope. We say national security coordinator wa Asante Mantem Rajabare ne Alhaji Inje mu nyina amohwe. Omhwe program ni den. Na mato aso akọ me constituency akọchia Chairman Kutu ane ne yere. Na face macha DC ba akopa wo Ishak Ibrahim. Okay. Ishak Ibrahim. Na men come Samson no. I'm say galamse hu sensem ya ajoman no kra boso. Fi say asem na kwa of asentry crew. Umia osu. Wa mia so ne 980. Enti ama ne kanu ayekana. Obaka ya na no last time me ba had ma me koya member bi o na me dia bai. Me can say be say the word fight to say the annual list to eka ho asem the word fight na ye use no. It's a wrong word that you saw Ghana. If you say so no be kwako a. But see old time na to aba no so pe baby on so be dey. Be na kwako si. Say ye pa obi a ana group of people very good network our Ghana hanuma. I think say minus be number 1. It is only such people delay. Or so you're very careful know how to deal with them. Last time me can say the word fight na use here na the problem beba na me say hu sunsan so bi na ya sha se ye dey ye hu nipa na wotu fuma godi anu nim say ade a wo ye enye eso na msika onye ntino o se ba bi ye se ma me nkotu fuma godi anu metu sabi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama onka so obi enye fuma godi etu da bi nya sa na o kan ye o se akwa fa so etu fuma godi anu enye ese environment ese forest ese nsuo it is adia yentu ne kwampa so a ye nyina so ba mfa so amaye na da kire nkire ma so ba mama boy din bone eno pene na asema woka me fi se nka we nya asem bone bi na waka a no nto wase kotu ehun so sa nti e besre ebusuafo se hwe anamontu a aban bae watu afa eye galamsey ekwan afa so yitu from agudie ho hana me feel say is the practical one Ghana has ever had in centuries because of where anamontu a minister ane na pamfo edi no mo de bubu akwan mo de tu sa asay a eye anamo esapapa anamutu nti mesre empanimfo a mo ka ebem eye nananom eye ya so minus yentu ya ho foforo se Ghana ese a eno ane o maye wo ebi enei wo de wo benyeska ade atonsu ano 2 years to come me ebi na menyeska mfa tonsu ni binya dai enno sabre no wa ha me ene hwe mofa ya wo mu are ahodo achechi wo mu enti minua dabo asem nyina atofa se de be ya ebre ni nti ye hwe eba ne sen ene ko wie sei no kre se nipa anase babia Naimos for career operation no na yetu from agudie e ho no na yetu no ne kwan so na yetu anase ne kwan so these are questions that we need to ask because your legal mining and illegal mining I have no galamsey which is the illegal na nipa na otu from agudie na Naimos for kwachi no ana mante no mutu from agudie kwachi wo mu no baby a mutu from agudie no eye baby a bansi how de obi a wakwan so otimi tu from agudie ana enka ho bi wo se question di kan bu se ho no de to so mienu eye license concession ana se de obi a bia e friend galamsey bi no so ye dey sa two questions ye anu wi a de di kan no say license concession dia e na musa asrafo no mko so mpakọ operation no tu mi kro mu gina so mko ye operation no. That's the first question we need to ask. Okay. The second question is say eye ba bia yetu from agudie no say nya license concession dia ana na dipa wo ye adwuma wo no so wo say ye chi na ene ya fi say o mine na ye dey ewum enti ye besre de si ye no say nyankopon amfa kwa mu sa da na oye ne ba ko otu ye nyensu wie nke sa de bi ye dey e be kan ho enti ye besre se mo koyo operation sa ye hwe se ba bi koyo operation no ahojo anase ho no fi say the word fight no ama ensem bi shankrofo trim say omuso mu ne ye baba ko enti ye so e best team pa at a report bi American some weeks ago me ko hu wo mu say yesi ope omo amu ye fully armed pa wo man mo ye galamsey for enti areas air forest ana enso ho aban se yom prema ye ntu famagudi o no obekọ na mante mo bete keteketi yekita tuo ne asekan ne ade jejina wo de boban se obi ntu famagudi wo sa bia na ye ntu agudi o no eno ana akọfọ sansensem we nyina de ayede aba na o ka we nyina so de na reflect ya ho back to aban bi atwam na ma boni obeye ye ma sansensanso ye ne abedu ye so fise ne atu emem dada dai na yetu famagudi na so ne yenim kwa ya foso yetu famagudi wo forest mu obi kura ben so na osuro fise wasi da bi onso no se bi ekrom kitu afọ no mo ben so no sanso no mo de yom bibia ti obi e ben ho kura osuro na mama mo boni e betwa mo ko ye nti ene etimi mankrata analysis ema forest a ye na mo ja toa ma yeso abedu yeso a wo se ebo ho ban no ene ya se ni nyina fise na aban bi hie sika e de amane manfo adi aban bi hie sika e de we ni tumi ana power enti wo se ye se no na omanfo ni nyina ho kiri wo mu na kakra bi no mdo be ni sika no ho ayede ato wo mu eno ne ensusanso na ye hu nanso nshanka nyame se wo ye his excellency John Dramani Mahama na pamfo de amaye se omumra omama be so Ghana mu na omontoto no mapapa ema enchiri ma beba anu nti ene ne ye ko hu saa eno ma ye de ye hu fi se ade bia okun anase o try to stop it edin enti minimally to ka se mi o se dialogue is the key to success in every situation se wokọ na odu abeti kwa do ho no nim no nso da abeti be de ebehia enti yenimte eye asrafo mu very professional when it comes to a normal bi say na minini say de okan no ɛno ma ho ɔde na ne muti ase ne mu nyame a ɔbaa mu ni dɔ nyame dɔ ɔman sɛ da bi yesu yɛ nkyɛ ɔm sa me nsu bio ɛna kɔ wie sɛ ɔmu ne ɔmu trididim kanya sanka yante asɛm de nti going forward ɛna nka sɛ mu nkɔ yɛ operation de ɔmu nyɛ ɔmu hwɛ sɛ ɛyɛ ɔmu tu fo magudi ɔmu ntu ne kwampa so bi ɔm bɛ stop wo mu na adeɛ baako pa ɛha me fa dwumadi ɔmu di ne ho a ɛno bɛsrɛ sɛ aban ɛhwɛ na ɔmfa ne nansi fam wɔ ho no saa deɛ wei abandada wotwa mu a ɔno no ɛde nhyehyɛ bɔne ne nɔma bɔne wei bɛsoɛ ɔman no ɔno try sɛ ɔbɛyɛ bi ama ɛde nsusuanso bɔne yɛ dɛn ɛbae but na me hu sɛ kɔkɔ da dɔn adwuma na no mu yɛ saa brɛ no firi sɛ no pɛ sɛ mu kyerɛ sɛ mu ko anaasɛ mu try sɛ mu bɛsi ɛyɛ saa deɛ na no kwan na nso mu hyɛ mu kena sɛ mu yɛ mo ho na mo yɛ dɛn mo nyɛ firi sɛ adenti na wɔsɛ kɔkɔ kye obi afidie wose masɛ no a onim very well pa sɛ afidie district assemblies no kora bi pebi da yɛ ɛkwan ne adeɛ okɔgye afidie na wose masɛ no bi ato machine da bi yɛbɛsrɛ wɔ mu yɛhia afidie no da yɛ mpotudwuma de ama ɔman Ghana ɔmo de mu kɔ adodo bɛ mbɛkyi bi mu fa mbɛyɛ yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma ma Ghana afa ne ntoma pa yɛ dɛ afra district assemblies bebrebe ɛkwan ne adeɛ mu yɛ nyina saa machines yɛde kɔ a ɔmo betim da yɛ dɛ ayɛ pumping machines ni ade omo se no de mo chia mo mfa nkoma assembly for no ene ye frame bi green Ghana omo fa ma akuafo mo ye saa farming no na mo fa nya adwuma because ye hia nsuo.
In fact, I will hold brief for them. Honorable has done quite a number of that. Omo chiche pumping machines we church assemblies.
Yes, I remember. But enough. The most no doors to change the
most no so.
Yes. Idea I hire pa for instance I have me because see ye hear fidie na say obi next can ko to fidie no be ko to bia o ko je say what they say o man nyina gudi ajapade dia o di afa koma ni nua na wontimi to bi na obetima manfa so aba so amaye nyina no fa koma no so
eno ana no
me dem so say ye ne sa anka beboa dia to so mienu ekwan a ye fa so etwiti ye etufu magudie in some forms no enye papa obeto akoto ni akochecha nani yesi e deport no na Ghana ni no no nyesika no de betra Ghana krom ha ya no ye chi na yesi emfa ne nkokot saa kwan no so mi fi se e ka ho bi anama foreigners no kra age o man na ye dey aboso dem say ke ye hye mra bia de ato no se o ye foreign no wo ye hwan ye chi wa okwan se de do befa so am fi se nka saa issues we se nka ano ye dey abrase na emu se ho se galamse no kura no na mo asase mo be koy galamse no
eno so bi se o
omuko a se na nanom wo kro ahodo na etu galamse wo so ye wo committee chairman for ho ye wo assembly members wo ho ye wo district assembly within all these areas are etu galamse e na the diligence be na ya asampani for mo ya ansa na mo bi kwan so nkotu efomagudie wo wo se ho sa no mani nyina fi se me betu fomagudie na me bana becho asase na okachi am se me nwa 1 na me nkonkofa be de mawa me ko na se B2 so me de beka ho na emum sanka me ban na osoma nipa ma ne di mechise nkonfa asase se etesen etufu bagude wo so beboa na se emwa anka me so me ko ya adwuma me de adwe me ye de ebeto ho ya se reclamation ni be ya adwuma wa discanedi ni wi am de na bekata so
ani asam
enti ebesre aban NDC aban our practical solutions to the problem yama aban na kwan na nhyehyɛ papa bi odi gu akoma bɛboa ma ɛyɛ ɔmanga na yɛafrɛ nto mapa efra no yɛn nyinaa yɛnka yɛn homom ne ma aban na saa support no free sɛ ɛnɛ ɛna yɛ me ɛkyina ɛbɛyɛ wo ana ensɛm nam sɛ deɛ wɔ inside ne doors to change the outside about 9 months operations ɛno yɛ 1 2 ewudie ana bɔne a galamsey na ekoso no edi oman na mse ehye dan hu no ye because say some time ago that is last year ho baby me call mining area bi na bridge a enkware no eyenua no mo da ya bridge no ana nkwane fa school ye nya galamsey ni bi ana se mine bi otimi ko two bridge ni tugu ye ekofa ho no agudie ho no ma enkware no over 2 weeks ko 1 month no mo school da galamsey nti
serious o
ana me say enti woni pa na wo yes ade we kra no want man create bridge ni bia ma wo mu na de mo in their wisdom omakotwa ni ase okay yemfa musu ni ase yentimi mfa so nko school ye manso mfa so nko school no ase yentimi nkodi edwa no wo sika wo penti no obese saa ya bridge na ya de ya no be say nua no abe fa sika ndi akọ ama ye entrance na komuni ye na ye manso school se menye de enye basa enti se ye hwede ina effect ni ya na ye de kwa adwendwen mu na se wo ye man na se wo tu fom agudi a o se wo de adwen ye de ato ho because wo sika akọpa ni ntimi mu obi nkosofa ede ukọ about 90% of our rural areas a nsu a e friends papa omonom no ho asem ka den recently just about last week before I went to buy me call my top farms bi a me enwokọ nketenkete ho adwuma wo man so area ho minia village na me top farm no wo no a me ye adwuma no ma bi ho no na boho bi ho no e 2 drill 1 ne bi ntom do gunso na mo say na da enti bi tenti amofre be gunso wa hai na mo say bo enso etwam ho anka ye nyina ye sabi no no galamsey fo ase no enti mu nya enso ne dey and from Kumasi to Mankran, so it's about 35 or 40 minutes drive, not far away. Na kura be Kumasi say na se mu nya enso num dis o se mu kwase enso ni besi ho a no mu de o ka some chemical bi mu de gum na ati enso na ni kakra no mu anom alum. Yes, that is the right word, alum. And I'm saying and modern Ghana, you are treating your water with alum locally. Now do you know the side effect of alum when taking too much? Yenim. And so no say the modern ati enso kese ni the mo process e be go through. Nti e medu nchen no na the chemical content na dey aba form where the direct no cause sense na be hwe alum na dey agum na esi for some minutes na eni atin then they use it. No wrong. It's about time say sa no money na you twa so we are minor na akoye adwuma men so kura village be on the try so betun so ba akoye dey ama wo at least your effect no entimi nko mu so bebrebe.
All these could easily be identified and solved when Aban is in charge as the regulator.
Yeah,
making sure say mine na be anywhere where mine we know Aban and regulating, including large scale and small scale,
medium scale, that
medium up. Obia Aban of course. Some ya no so na me dey social to me kon na makoji na ba bi na me tu from agudia. Anytime can say if you can't beat them, join them. Aban should have a way of joining them to mine,
of course,
because Ekrobian one assemblyman,
of course,
Ekrobian one committee chairman, Ekrobian one this MC.
This is very simple. Last time when I came here, no, last time I'm a no, me catch you say yeah the triple R be by responsible, respectable, and reasonable mining. These are very key things that we can simply implement. Aban by and say okay, within the first 3 months, you forming all mining committees within the local level. This will assembly be a mining committee and kibina ebia DC daso and rep also assembly member also afi yaba fire service ni wemu all the bodies near the Minerals Commission any EPA for why they account nanka me e pese me tu fom agudie yes ye nsi kwan enkon kan se okopɛ krata bia minue bra assembly ha ya enkrata sem hu bia nya dai eni ho kwache la bia pese okoye adwuma no ye nyina committee ne yatu nipa mama ya dai akohwe ekɔfa ya ampa ahade ebenso ya mpene ma nya dai enya adwuma ahaya forest ya ma nya dai enya adwuma na haide u deserve so oye adwuma na ABCD any conditions ya dai eda ho nka se timi di saa mra we so a nipa no betu fom agudie no obe first can all right but obe we ne besa ne asase na obetu fom agudie no so back wanya wie no community no betu fom agudie no so beznya so mfa so fi say urban e dey so missy school and o me yensu o me chip compound bi ansa na adwuma kwama na yede aye cooperative mining ya bind by is the best one but how are we implementing it ache fine ya launch there now some feel say the process to do it is taking too much yeah hwe ni ntwitwa no ma bi so ne ma nipa kwan na aban ne omamufo no pese tu foma gudie ne yanka ya honum ne tu foma gudie na emfa so pa em na oman and Ghana here good as we speak you see about $8 billion reserve go hono saa sika no yɛ mfa enko mo obi o ma ga na yɛ de bɛbɔ ho bra na ne nyina so yɛ gold sika enti ade na saa de a yɛ mo ho ban na o ma ne nya gold reserve dodo na yɛ pɛ no na dollar yɛ ba fo ma yɛ ni agi enko so ma fo mo obi ani nya dai danse yɛ se yɛ kwakɔ fight yɛ ho na ade na o se yɛ fa ekwan bonkum so kɔ ne yɛ de nifa so ekwa akɔyɛ amade na yɛ de ase enti yɛ betu yɛ ho fo going forward yɛ MP asemi ko fa no ho me asemi Kwado me asem ba me tie ni mienu me tie one side
okay
and as I speak me nim say nine months for release any statement there because the time I checked not release any statement what is keeping them then there's so much so release statement no matter there kofa asem report here dey e and you know ya mama questions na me ka say yemusa no ehun hia so wasi ebusa dey ampa free say so ukoyo operation was so who say operation akoye no baby akoye operation is it license or not license Mpacha Matias yep enti me enti no ma biase kakra enti the earlier they come out the better for all of us
Mera senti yenua aje bafo akwa na etin kan Benji Estate and Investment Limited say Tripoli omobuma won sase aye 25,000 sasona oye shaye sudoku akosombo kwan so 40,000 afienya to estate bento estate no som de mo 75,000 after Central University B omoben B5 company limited so 70,000 into omo de mo 70 by 100 feet uti emia kwe free documentation Saturday biaso ye no beko site free akwhwe amo registration bibia kama assembly ani ho home office no Tema Community 25 junction opposite Goodness Filling Station afefra wo no munkasa 0248 78 0887 and 0553 1166 02 lift kit capsules so some control say capsules onye binuma boy will live a year papa boy digestion enhance metabolism so na name mbo ni pedu the baby na efi ho enye na wo drama so bibi 200 bi o so per lift kit capsules imum medimosis na di ba drama so from 0244 06 8447 na woni omo MDM komo medimosis so the medimosis diagnostic center the adjoba drama so enti laboratory ahro omo ye ho liver the kidney function test cholesterol profile full blood sugar another full blood count prostate omo show ho urine analysis blood ombeyamo so na mepacho urine culture and sana digital x-ray dental x-ray ni na ekoso ho from which akwa dental bar opposite the police station from where was 050 349 4885 no nim pen phone din komo Victory garlic mixture wakuma nebo pepe wensa na ITTT tese bi osa anansi ache woni so ay kusukusu me kanfo Victory garlic mixture mo ebusi immune system ni ye papa pe bo mo moje ni dey fruit sani ye enye na organ drama nsi bebi eton adro bia emum woko kan shikens work ba obenya dodo bia wo hwehwe 020 1293280 and 0242 545633 na BBN to win konka X natural mineral water pebino me na yeso amuda hokrogen yo 350 ml yo 500 ml na yo 750 ml says ya sachet so abem to nya binuma ebebo pa ma bibia etumi akọ enkan esa de amount sa so na Safari Valley Eco Resort na medru so udru a woni beji yi papa omo world class accommodation ye demo with private swimming pool me pa cho bebre wokọ wa surrounding near wildlife ubehu zebra antelope mara mboni di bebre na nkasa woni beji yi papa omo restaurants wo holti say continental na local dishes no so ubenye bie di kama say conferences so day visit to weddings so honeymoon birthday celebration ina no ubetumi akọhwa mbe host to kama pa me pa cho omo cycling wo horseback so na riding horseback riding fishing on man-made lake canal canal wo so na 9-hole golf ina no koso wo Safari Valley Eco Resort yomo sha kwan wo Dewu wo Credit District Mountains here for reservation from 059691 4394 na uno mundi nkomo listo yenhwe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama other age say omonhwe na omunye investigation titru yenhwe All African Games sika ekoso Boteman ansana legondie kra keke sika ekomu also amomo second week in November say to me a day a year second week in December so to me a year the reports in baba no mo 200 mo Ghana for kan ho asempa yinti
wait before I get to that one let me say obi raise question be now I think say in a brief I'll touch on it because I'm say people don't still want to believe that look there is no army that can fight a determined force in the world. Sebi Pedasa. Soldier ni onye bodem ni o. Oye obi a ono soso ofi don and odi soldier abon man ho ban. So if you look at the tact with which your friend is saying Naimus team no worked. The tact ne kan ho bia senka omo ye omadwen say omo ebe open fire it would have overwhelmed them. What I say? So that is why I still would want us to believe say soldier for any say you can soldier they just omo there ya dream you do before complain no say you buy ya near bro near you say debi the soldier has evolved. What I say and the soldier mean want to say can it is soldier no can it is soldier no there one of the buy pipe. If you reflect even in the history of the armed forces, now me pipe now me ya also buy na full Ghana. And how many people flee when they see the army come? They don't. Because with time no and your masses and as I say so ni on also so open luxurious life. So the new person back to school papa or person no that car papem can na master says no etwam so the new so so we busua kan no so ja wo kwa abusua ni say we okọ no amabie mu a ye de crab for ya man man and so the new bie no na abusua be kasa afa ne ho enti no say me kasa asem na I want to still emphasize say the army of yesterday is not the army of today. Okay. And so let's stick to making sure say we dialogue. After the dialogue and persuasion has failed, I will be glaring enough that persuasion has failed. Why not? Because our man for now will just support the armed forces to make sure say they do what they have to do. Until such a time, I still will believe say, and I know I have a very personal, I've met Kenabua sometime and I've known how he identifies with the issues. He knows what he's doing. And he's very strict, a character. However, he believes in dialogue. So that dialogue no starting so using MP now. Look at they would have mobbed accent them. How many of them? That's what for them. The crowd. All the upper for Ghana soldier for you say or former part of Naimus. Now and yes there will be casualties. So I still would insist, say, yes, it's a good option, but the army that we have known, especially led by Kenabuano, is not the army that will be so aggressive to the point, say, no. They go in with dialogue. When persuasion fails, like the arrest they did, no. It was after persuasion had failed. So if you hear the accounts from Naimus now, you're able to tell, say, they don't like it when it's about the two for now and will take action. But still, I will abide by that word, less dialogue. Sabi obi okonwura mu se me kwa kotu fuma gude o more dam na nyina ye ka gold board ye ko ba ye say ni nyina no it's all by some other people's sweat. Even though they have made money, we are also taking the glory of the gold. Oh yes. And gold no nyame na boma yen Ghana for me no ka say obi tu or the call ananone say nyenya it's building the economy. So let government know say na said yes say Obama regulatory body no they said the omode pedro to ano no any nine most ni obia no it shouldn't be like a segregated team. It should be in one force. When na you DC fo MC fo ahimfo hwan they should form one team, go to work, and we will be successful as a country. That is what I believe. Other than that, we will come back to visit it again sometime tomorrow. No, we say, yes, we had success, but it failed along the line. And I don't, you see, Amabua has a lot of prowess because Samutiene Kassan in Komodiena, meaning say, he will say he will win the battle. And he can only be very successful when he has used much more dialogue in the fight. Even though I don't like the word fight. Omampeni Efutua Odiaba say all African Games you making sure say everything under Akufo-Addo was a scam. Everything under Akufo-Addo was criminal in nature. There was no way even put Akufo-Addo say the papa look at how he destroyed the lives of Nkwala Omuku school under him, under the guise of free SHS. How are they comparable to anyone who completed school before the free SHS? How are they? So who university na ye ka Nkwala Akufo-Addo Edu Omuku university under him. Myself Kurampo Untimincho Akwala Timi fa pen no watro I didn't did it. I'm a teacher say lecturer say on mark I didn't did it. Subject verb agreement bibia nye concord everything and Kurana bon mathematics onim she Pythagoras no watro Pytho onim he. All these have become as a result of the populace and the politicization of Yemma education. My free SHS, just that mantra. Free SHS, Maka, my free SHS, and no. The input is bad. We have Obia Sebi or no, or vacation classes, you America, or education minister. Now, Pokwa the HS and on there, call to Toby, or bomb.
Vacation classes.
Yes, I do. So, if you look at the intent, a tabi even when Akufo-Addo is saying so, obey the papa no. Let us say Bonnie Shenapku. We see we found collect Juma Momakus Akoye Juma. We be more 700 Ghana. Yes, is Kaniswa. We hear now the ghost names. What Felipa 20,000. Abeka Ghana for say what Felipa 100,000. Now, but when the ghost names are shame a discount. What did? And now we say Nkwala na for more for less than all our ghost names. And Nkwala be say 80,000 omu dini bibiamu. Etino enye adepa say ye dey politics ye be under the guise of politics na ye di boni etia ye man. Enu na ma all African Games no. And one sem ebe ye deja. We say yes, you come within just 3 weeks. Now, the boy is saying, I see $15 million. How does this make sense? $15 million. Now, only a boneno. We're Johnny Aquacoya MP. Because Okoya MP, this is a new Ukuno. Omun Johnny Koya MPs because they want to have immunity. Say, you look at how Samuel could transferred a dear your mind dear on a Gary Nimaku to one entity called KGL. Look at it. Look at how Omaisika Akwai Yaoya MP, you know, youth minister, Yusuf. Look at how already $15 million. Nippon Crossing, you baby.
Volunteers crying to Omoka.
What you say? So you look at all these, and if they are not punishable, it will encourage the teeming youth who are entering politics to feel say so you're a politician or so you're cromfo or so you're criminal. It must say let's focus on that. However, I will still insist say we should not just be itemizing them. There are many. There are litany of them. Or managing a national audit from 2017 Akufo-Addo Beye Mampeni to 2025 January now Beye or former president, you know. Sika bia e call futuom. This kind of year. How much Ghana has lost and how much they have stolen.
Okay.
When we are aware of how much they have stolen, we are now going to itemize them and know how much each entity stole.
But I say, Sola also can't.
I don't know. As say date now president in mind.
December.
It's too far. Mama Karo Krobincho, investigation, Yankasa Ghana for a dada. How can you tell me?
It's more than 40 billion. 40 million dollars.
Mama Karo Egypt. Obi free Algeria. Na catch him so ko ampisi wo fufu man $50 million. You are sick in your head.
What damn?
How? Ampisi no. O this is na ko heaven aba. Ansa na and as I say this things are make any sense. But them feel say a better president the crime for forensic auditing. Yeah, Ghanaians, you can auditing dada. We know the results, we know the outcome. People have stolen our money. And the abang onches uncle for no face kamaye. Where GBC papa. On to bank mutual data on so man on so victim. So one solid and $3 million. That's not $100,000. Just imagine this. And my open you no born a bra do some people so we obi sem odi yentino na ono no e be victim abegu nanim ase na bra obe we ase nyina no eso amanfa so bia enti me dem de man no see from no dem me ka kire Ghana fo nyina ne say yen hwe de His Excellency John Dramani Mahama e de oman e ko no o say resetting he don't support corruption any ade into we appointee ma wadwem ne dey enna ho ma wani so nye dey enna ho fi se we wia ono ma beto atoma ansa na o firi aban ne so anu nti won pesa ansem hu nti odi kan ka se me nko bio me ko one tempe we ka cho pote se we mistake obejeli wansa na o ye dey wako nti we appoint a ma wani na ho na me fa akonya rusi na me nche abusuafo so aja omo aboya chidom eye atwampo nuafo ho na me free ntimi dey na ho hia ba atwampo nuafo dodo na he
me de
atwampo nu yes aye Ibrahim Ishaq awe DC ana your former PC DC aye Stephen Yaboa honorable Stephen Yaboa awo na contest control deputy director ho no
okay
afi sunpanifo a mo hwe nyina ye che obibia
okunkom 10 seconds here bria
okunkom ya kan you say mo fa kwesi mai twini kani baako Eric o show me no ka say o show ba ti ma menchia no Eric say ni kete ni na yifo no twini kafo no o mo nyina so mo tie no show ti che obibia me chia menchia fu nyina me chia ko bia yo fi asanto kotoko hire ndo dia ma musu
yo mamenda Elesto Nana Poku ase executive director de Magag sa so na yenia Ajay Bafo Aqua and also the member of the NDC communication team ekuku dami na yeni umudi juma ende me amedi juma di hu cham ye from Nicholas ya Usioson ye ma ye musui na yenua akra kofida ko one poma pepebi e the news in a can e the brain TVXYZ Power 97.9 FM and Radio XYZ 93.1 nyame amba e basanesia. Have a wonderful evening.